money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SCORE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SCORE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SCORE.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
The Window Depot has everything you need to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a showroom and let our experts guide you. Whether you're choosing from ready-to-go designs or creating a custom masterpiece, we can help you select the perfect wood type, color, and style, and top it off with unique hardware to complete your look. Find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot. More than a window store.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. Pepto Kids chewables provide fast relief for common stomach issues, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for Pepto Kids chewables. Fast relief for little tummies. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Make Dave & Buster's a part of your weekly rituals. Military Monday, get extra gameplay on your card. Tuesday night is trivia night with great prizes. Thursday is extra credit with student discounts on gameplay after 9 p.m. Stop in Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch specials. Want more? Rewards members will get an extra 100 chips with a purchase of 100 chips and Sunday sips for hospitality workers. Full and quick service restaurants, hotels, and amusement parks. Discounted beverages and apps after 9 p.m. only at Dave & Buster's.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. You're listening to the flagship of Arizona Wildcats athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A football continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. A full wrap-up on today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Brett Brennan, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona football. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Is going to go to Conley, caught in the backfield, pulled down. No, ball got away. I'm sorry.
It's a good
fake me out, yeah. Fake me out as Fafita kept the ball and he rambles out to the 30 for a first down. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a zone read, and Noah pulled it, and he was like, he faked everybody out because Colorado wasn't chasing him.
They're tackling Conley, and Conley doesn't have the ball. I don't know where it is. First down at the 30. And to throw is Fafita. Back, steps up in the pocket and sack. He got around guess who? Wooten again.
Oh,
who's now playing right
Well, that is the story of this game. Noah Fafita running for the first time in this season. 71 yards in terms of his rushes. He finished only with a net of 24 because of the 7 sacks, one of which you heard there at the end of that play. So that was kind of a microcosm of this game on homecoming Saturday here in Tucson. 34-7. The Colorado Buffaloes come to town and spoil Alumni Weekend. And again, we had a day game for the first time. As Tommy Lloyd, I mentioned this last week, Tommy Lloyd always likes to say, you want to win on Saturday afternoon so everybody can go out and have a really nice dinner and enjoy themselves. Well, for the second straight Saturday, we will not be doing that. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll open up the lines. We'll probably go to about 7 o'clock. Tonight we'll hear from Brent Brennan from the media session as well as the players. I would imagine probably Jack Luttrell will be one of those. He stood out on defense with a pair of interceptions in this ball game tonight. The Wildcats had 3 takeaways, but they also turned it over 3 times. The good thing with that is that the Buffaloes didn't get any points out of those turnovers, but they did not need them because they had such an efficient offensive performance today from Shedeur Sanders, who threw for 2 touchdown passes and ran for another. I don't have any rants per se. I don't. Again, so Dwayne Aquina earlier this week, maybe I do have one rant because I always have something. Dwayne Aquina said earlier this week that he was asked kind of how he was going to manage the defense. This was a Colorado team that passed the ball and all of that kind of thing. And he said, well, he goes, I'll tell you kind of what my philosophy was on offense. And he basically said that, if you've got to go out there, if you think that you can beat a team and you're better than a team, you're just going to line up and play. But if you think that maybe you're not on the same level offensively as the defense you're going to face, you might throw some tricks in the bag and that kind of thing. Well, Arizona threw their trick in the bag, out of the bag, I should say, on the opening kickoff when they did an onside kick. And I said 2 weeks ago when they kicked the field goal, I was ready to walk out then. I kind of wanted to walk out then when they did the onside kick. I didn't get that. I don't why. Again, it's like Aquina said. If you think that told me that they felt like they couldn't win this game without some type of trickeration to try to gain an advantage early in the ball game. Just kick the ball and play defense. You gave Colorado the ball at midfield, and they went right down and scored. And just like that field goal, where you didn't go for it on 4th and 1 2 weeks ago against Texas Tech, you sucked all of the energy out of the building by trying an onside kick to open the game. All right. I said I didn't have a rant, but I guess I was wrong.
Did.
I did.
I don't know if that. What was that? Hey, they like me and Kelvin were talking, and Kelvin even said they saw something on the film that they could get away with that. So I that's something you got. Anytime you do that, it's a roll of the dice, man.
And you actually are trying to motivate the guys.
Motivate. Yes, get it going, it's like saying, "Let's get going." But hey, if he does get that, then he's the greatest coach ever.
Right.
Well, I still would have said, "Why are we doing that?" Even if we'd have gotten it,
but maybe with the injuries on defense, you're trying to, and I'm just coming up with something, but I'm just saying, just reality. Maybe with the injuries on defense, you're like, "Hey, I know we're struggling over there. Got to do something to try to steal a possession, in this game." But right from the start, that is tough when you don't get it.
And the thing is that we're going to have to start looking deep into this roster, who the next guys are going to be playing.
Ooh.
Because there's a lot of guys that are on that depth chart that ain't playing. They're injured. We got guys that are injured. And if you look at the depth chart that we have that they put out every time, they got guys that are injured, they're out for the season, are on there. And we just don't know who's those next guys. We might not even know who those guys are. So
I think we know who some of them are. We just haven't seen them play.
We might not know because a lot of those guys are playing, and then some of those guys there's too deep on some of them that they're not going to be. There's going to be guys that are 3 or 4 deep. They're going to have to start playing now.
Yeah.
We've been hit with the injury bug, and it's killing us. I'm telling you, it's killing us.
Well, that's how you get a red shirt pulled, right? You get a red shirt or two pulled when something like this happens.
Yeah, well, and then at the end of the game, I believe they lost one of the running backs went down, or Caden went down at the end of the game.
Yep.
And so now you don't. Again, he was he was providing you something in those short yardage power sets, and they put him in there to again try to give him some run at the running back. We've seen him doing some running with the twos with some of the other things that have been happening. I guess the coach indicated after the game that Quali's been a little bit banged up as well. So throw that into the injury mix. Keon Burnett did not even dress today. And then you lost Jacob Madu, and who knows. So now you're down 3 captains on defense. So, again, it is what it is at this point. I said earlier in the week, essentially, I thought you had to win 7 games. The ultimate goal was to get to what? The ultimate goal I thought of this team was to get to the Big 12 championship game, because if you get to the Big 12 championship game, you have a chance to get to the playoff. Right. And I thought 7-2 was going to be what that took to get to the Big 12 championship game. Not to say you can't get there at 6-3, but just looking at the recent years and going even back to 2014 when they won the Pac-12 South, it took 7 wins to do that. I think normally 7 wins in conference is about what you need to get to a conference championship game. So now that is probably out of the window. We won't say it's 100% out of the window, but that's probably out of the window. So at this point now, what's next? What are you playing for? What's the goal? The goal now obviously is to get to the best possible bowl game you can get to. And that starts next week against West Virginia at a time still to be determined. They flexed that into the 6-day window. So we will find that out on Sunday.
And I was going to say, DK, you know what? It may be time to get realistic and understand that you have a different coach. You have a different team. Every year it's a different team. And I think it's time to get realistic, and instead of looking at Big 12 championships and looking at playoffs and one game at a time, guys.
Yeah.
Looking at already being All-American. You remember a couple guys I was telling you about. I said, man, I hate it when I hear, everybody already crowning guys before the season's over with.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the preseason All-American thing, right? I think that's, ridiculous to me. What's the point?
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, it only counts after the season. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them things, man, to where now maybe these guys could get back to how they ended up going on that win streak last year, because they took it one game at a time. They wasn't looking at the big picture. There wasn't any pressure on those guys to actually win, because they were coming off, a couple tough seasons or whatnot. So maybe they can get back to getting all this weight off their shoulders of being in the playoffs and winning their first Big 12 championship, and get down to playing some serious football and understanding that it's going to take physical play to get it done.
And you look at the beginning of the season, we looked at some of the positions that we said, man, that's a strong part of our team. Defensive backfield, decimated.
Yeah.
Injuries, gone, done. Offensive line, gone. They're just decimated with injuries. They got injuries. You couldn't find a right combo, and they couldn't find it. Just decimated with injuries. The linebacker position, now we're down. We're down on that position. Defensive line, we got so many guys out. We got tons of guys out that are just not able to play because they're injured. So we got to reevaluate and look at what, the expectations of this team. We can't, give up on our team.
No.
We're not going to give up on our team. I'm not going to give up on the team, but we got to have more realistic, how can we win the next? We got 6 more games.
5
more games.
6 if you think you're going to a bowl game.
Yeah,
6.
5 more games. We got to try to win 6 so we can get to a bowl game.
Right. That's the goal, I think, at this point. The goal at this point is to get to a bowl game. Back-to-back bowl games, which we haven't done that in since it's been almost 10 years, I think.
Yeah,
since this program went to back-to-back bowl games. So I think we need to think about that first. Let's take that step and again build from there as we move forward with this new coaching staff. All right, the lines are starting to jam up. We're going to get to your calls. We'll take a break here. It is 520-848-1290, Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day postgame show after a loss to the Colorado Buffaloes. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona football is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Dave & Buster's Tucson, Desert Diamond Casinos, Dorado Rock, First Chiropractic, Goodfellas AC, Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Polston Results Team with Keller Williams Southern Arizona, the Window Depot, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor summer could finally come to an end. And with cooler temperatures on the way, it's a good time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. If it's time for any other seasonal maintenance, we've got you covered with the most award-winning service around. You'll see why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
2025 is bringing the biggest change to air conditioning in decades. New EPA regulations mean AC costs could rise by up to 25%. If you've been thinking about replacing your old AC, now's the time. Rightway is offering zero interest financing and a free furnace when you replace your AC this month. Don't wait till next year when prices go up. Call Rightway today for your free no obligation estimate. Call 520-549-2697.
The Window Depot has everything you need to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a showroom and let our experts guide you. Whether you're choosing from ready-to-go designs or creating a custom masterpiece, we can help you select the perfect wood type, color, and style, and top it off with unique hardware to complete your look. Find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE Eagle.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Thama Autumn Nation.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
My drains are clogged again. What should I do? Don't let those clogged drains scare you. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has a $79 drain and faucet diagnostic service special. We'll get you back in the flow. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway and discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion. JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Go Wildcats! As the new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, the Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
Our Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the tight end Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Ifan.
Take the snap, back to throw, with time, waits, fires over the middle, intercepted. Cats will pick it off down at the 11-yard line and take over the football. Great pick there by Jack Luttrell. The red
Jack Luttrell, one of 2 interceptions that young man had in the game.
So Sanders working out of the gun. He'll take the snap. Play fake, throws the pass, tipped up in the air, ball free, and intercepted. Jack Luttrell will pick it off for the Wildcats, and Arizona will take over. Second pick of the day thrown by Sanders. And Arizona football now with 11:15 to go in the fourth.
Well, there you go. Man steps in, next man up, Jack Luttrell, and he was able to make a couple plays, and that's what you want to see, guys.
Yeah, we want to see the plays, those kind of plays, and making. But we also got to see those third down and forced plays too. I'm telling you,
say not enough.
Yeah, we have to get those. That's what killed us in this game.
I wonder why did he take the knee? Did you see when he got the interception? He took the knee.
Oh, because he had already been down. They blew it dead. Yeah, he intercepted it and he went down to one knee and they blew it dead. So he went down to a knee again.
Okay, yeah. No, exactly. I was like, what happened there?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and the third downs, man, they were really good on third down, man. They were 9 for 18, 50%.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, if we could have stopped them, couldn't stop them on the third down for nothing. And a lot of those there were just slants, just quick slants, and we needed a play on that. We needed some plays on that, and we just couldn't come through.
No, they were running a lot. I mean, their offense was kind of running like I'd like to see our offense run. Just taking advantage, short passes, getting the ball in the seam, a lot of quick cuts and that kind of thing. Get the ball out of your hands and get it to your receivers 5-7 yards down the field.
And we were not playing tight coverage because we had some guys that they weren't the greatest on coverage, so we had to play a little bit off.
Taccardo gave it a go, but just didn't was not out there in the second half of that game today.
And listen, and I was talking to Kelvin about this off air about you talking about injuries, and let's not start blaming the strength staff and all that stuff.
I've seen a few of those tweets.
Yeah. It's we need somebody else, and I'm like, listen, a lot of those injuries are freaky injuries that we're getting. Knees, the ligaments, we're not blowing out labrums, we're not blowing out, pecs and hamstrings, not soft tissue stuff. So all you so-called strength and conditioning people that are calling out for these people, there's some people that know about the stuff. You got to understand that those we have just been really, really unlucky on injuries.
Twitter strength and conditioning coaches
exactly, man. All the ATCs, the athletic traders out there.
Right. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's start things off on the phones, and we will hear from Ty. Ty, you're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day postgame show after a 34-7 loss by the Wildcats to Colorado.
All right. Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Hey, listen, it begins and ends with the coach. San Jose, we bought a Brennan that's a JV coach. Okay? That's how I see it.
How do you categorize a JV coach? When you say JV, explain that to me. Coach? Yeah, explain. I don't know what that means.
It's like a junior varsity. He's coming over. He's got no bark, no bite. He's got no moxie. You know,
the guy won his conference. He won his conference.
It's looking like it right now, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, he's in a new job.
Well, you know what? He's getting 17.5 over 5 years. He's not going to last 3. He's done.
We'll see. Again, he's It's not a great start. It's not a great start, but I'm not ready to pull the plug on anything just yet.
I'm like,
really?
I mean, what?
Well, you know what?
Give me a reason, other than the fact, Ty, that you believe he's a JV coach. Give me some specific reasons why you think it's already time to end this regime. Give me something specific.
Losing stock, losing commits.
Losing stock?
Stop. What is that?
Yeah, quarterback. Look at our quarterback, man. He's dumped. Got the second highest percentage of interceptions. You know, come on.
Okay, I've seen one player decommit. I mean, I could probably give you an average of 3 to 4 guys decommitting from about every class. But is that? I mean, you're talking about one guy.
Yeah, there's going to be a fallout.
I mean,
they're going to lose the next game, and then right now they're laying out the coals for him to light him up. He's not going to last 3 years. He's getting, they're 17.5. I mean, come on.
That's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. And, I mean,
he's one of the
lowest paid coaches in Power 4. So
yeah.
Do you expect him to give him more?
Oh, we're still going to lose out. I guarantee you. I'm going to call you back when we buy him out. I'm going to call you back. That's a lock. It's not going to happen. He's not going to see 3 years.
All right. Well, we'll see. I'm not pulling the plug yet, but I'm not saying that won't happen either.
Yeah. I don't believe it's a soft tissue issue. It's the coach's athletic department, or not department, but the areas that they specialize in, trying to get the players back on the field. Minor serious injuries or whatnot.
What soft tissue issues that you've seen?
No. I'm just saying. So as the coach goes, so do the players. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't believe it's all physical because we're losing players because of injuries. I don't buy that. Yeah. So that's all I have to say. Appreciate it.
All right,
I'll call you back when we dump them.
All right. Well, call back before that. If you call back when we start winning too. If they start winning, we want to hear from you then, not just when things go bad. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can also text us at that number. We are streaming the show. The stream is up and active. We are on Facebook Live. We're on Twitch. We are on YouTube, so you can watch the show on any of those platforms. Again, we'll go to about 7. We will go back and hear from the players. It actually was Dalton Johnson and Noah Fafita. Again, give that kid credit. They send him out there every week. I think he asks to come out and talk. I mean, he's like, I'll go out and take the bullets for what's happening here.
Yeah. And you know what? Can we put like a prerequisite for when they call in, when they start telling them go fire? Give us some examples.
Exactly,
man.
yeah.
Give us some like.
You can't just say he's a JV coach.
Give me some examples what a JV coach is. And, when a guy wins a conference and he goes to a bowl and that he's not a JV coach, okay? And give me some examples of that, of why, that you think that you could be the best offensive coordinator or the best defensive coordinator, when you say you want to fire our defensive coordinator, who is one, he's gotten 4 Thorpe Award winners, 3 Thorpe Award winners, and he's coached in national championship teams. Give me some examples, okay? We had some injuries. We've had some things going on with the injuries and some of the main guys. You're talking about captains. Yeah. You're talking about leaders on the squad. The guys that when we are down, those guys bring you up. And it's hard for those guys that come in there that all of a sudden they got to take that role. Some of those guys will look at them and say, "What are you talking about?" And it's hard for those guys.
And the situation with Manu, it looked like he was going for that fumble, and he just might have slipped, or it was a non-contact.
It was non-contact. A bunch of freak accidents.
Yeah, that was non-contact.
If you looked at Maldonado's one, and his was freaking, same with Stutes.
Right.
And I think on the offensive side of the ball, man, I think it's just tough when you lose a guy like Cowan.
Yeah,
when you lose a guy like Cowan, we haven't had a guy to be able to pick up that.
That's going to be a steady diet. It's going to be a first down right there. We know we can go to him.
And we have to figure out a way to get T-Mac the ball more. I mean, only 4 touches. You have to figure out a way to get him involved. I mean, it's not rocket science, regardless if it's sweeps. What's that jet sweeps? Throwing it to him. Just quick passes or whatnot. You have to figure out a way to get him more involved in the offense. And the run, it was tough on the run today. I mean, they really couldn't get those guys knocked off the ball. I was hearing a lot about the running backs from last year and the offense from last year, and what's different. I mean, I know they have a little bit more of a delay when they run the ball, but I think the delay is the delay when they're handing it to their running back is trying to let the lineman get fitted up and get some movement off the line, because if the running backs run too fast, they run right into the back of those guys because they don't get any movement. So I understand what they're trying to do when they hand it off and the running back is going a little slow. He's trying to time it up to give it some room, but the offense has to pick it up, man. I mean, and I think the players got to take it personal. Sometimes the players listen to the media and say, "Oh, the coaches are not calling them. We're not running the right plays and this and that." At the end of the day, you got to take it and make the most of it.
Yeah.
There was no special play calling when we had our 12-1 season.
Yeah.
You called the play
and you executed. Execution.
Just simple as that. I don't know, man. I'm watching and I'm looking for all these terrible plays that everybody's talking about, and I don't know if I'm just coming from being a player or what it is. That was a long time ago, but I still feel that players make plays.
Yes,
it's about
absolutely.
the Jim and the Joes. It's not about what scheme you put together. I mean, I know there's some schemes, and a lot of times those schemes are usually hot for a year, right, DK? They're usually hot for like a good year, and then people catch on to what you're doing, and then you have to counter. And that's why a lot of those coaches jump ship after they have a great season. They get out of there and get somewhere else, to what they consider better jobs. Because a lot of times, when you run a lot of the schemes like we ran last year, it's hard. People start figuring out what you're doing and what your personnel is doing, and you kind of got to switch it up. And so, I hear the people wishing that they had Fish and whatever that you're talking about. But at the end of the day, man, players make plays. That's why T-Mac got famous last year. That's why Noah got famous, right? He threw it up enough to make enough plays to get famous, and we're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, and Crosby Merritt not being in too.
Man, good kid. We
talked to him.
I talked to him on the sideline.
We were like,
very impressed with him, man.
Yeah.
I mean, kid that into
that's
his
a leader.
Leader, want to play, man. Looks like a running back.
Yeah,
I mean, through and through, and that's tough. Think about that, DK. He was coming in to fill a void. He was the starting tailback.
Yeah, yes.
It wasn't Conley.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
It was him. It wasn't Luke.
Yep.
He came in and won the starting tailback. Our starting tailback. He's not injured, but just as that's like being injured, right?
That's an empty space right there, man.
Not
being there.
That's huge. I mean, you go back and look when that kid was in the game. You seen the burst that he had. We were talking. Khalil Tate was on the sideline talking to us. He said, "Man, that's when you go 80 yards. That's when you got to have a player that can go 80 yards." And I looked at Glenn and I looked at Khalil and I said, "Do we have a guy on this team that can go 80 yards?" And I think it was Merritt.
Yes.
I think if you go back and look at his tape, he was the home run hitter. He was the running back. What's our guy's name? I don't mean to forget him.
Conley.
But no, the kid that went to Washington.
Jonah Coleman.
He was our Jonah Coleman.
Yeah.
He replaced Jonah Coleman, and man, he picked right up, and he made Conley a good 1B.
Yep.
Right? But now you have to have Conley as the 1A. Now he gets nicked up. Right? So now he's nicked up. Now you're almost short at the running back position because Luke isn't there anymore. So it's a lot going on. We lost a lot from last year, people. When they came in and people were saying we were going to go to the Pac-12 championship, I did not agree. I did not agree. I'm telling you right now. I said a new coach, new offensive coordinator, head coach was the offensive coordinator. And he's gone. So you're starting all over, and the coach got to get the, imagine being Brennan. I keep saying this. You're Brennan. How do you take Noah out?
Right.
How do you take him out? How do you discipline Noah when he's the guy that they brought into McHale Center with all the other guys, and they basically accepted him? Like, man, I was like, whoa. So, as they say, the prisoners running the asylum. Like, that's the way it looked, the way the picture looked to me. Right, you know what I mean? I'm like, how do you tell T-Mac what to do? Right, like that's just how I feel. And some people, well, that's what the coach does. Well, I mean, in this situation where they're coming off, being 10-3, and everybody, none of them is already going to the playoffs. They was going to play. But I remember telling my friends, I told my son, I said, no way. I'm like, we lost a lot. We lost the first round offensive lineman, first one in how long? We lost a couple other guys on that offensive line as well that was getting playing time, right? Then you lose the running back. You got a sophomore quarterback. Usually the second, I'm going, man. But usually the second year sophomore quarterback, that's when you really learn about him. That first year you get hot. Like OJ kind of got hot in his first year, right? And then people kind of caught up with him a little bit. Then he came back on his senior year, right? Because Coach Tomey didn't give up on him. But it just, to me, man, you got to look at the whole picture. Knowing those guys Pac-12, yes, I would have loved them. But I was hearing people say, oh, no, they're going to win 12 games. I'm like, 12 games? How many seniors they got on this team? I mean, how long these guys been playing together? Like, I was like, there's no way. I was thinking 8-4, 7-5. How many games have they lost so far? 4?
4.
Yeah. So they still could do the 8-4.
Yeah.
But that's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking 10 games, DK.
No.
I don't know who could have thought that.
I said 8. So.
I said 8-7, 8-7. And I didn't have them. I had us beating Colorado because I thought that
too.
We beat them last year. But then after the season started going, DK, I did not have us beating them.
Right.
I wanted us to beat them today. It was homecoming.
Yeah.
It was homecoming.
Exactly.
I wanted us to beat them. So I said, you know what? I got to speak this into, existence. If I put money on this game, I would have took the loss.
You spoke me into taking it because I certainly was not taking that game when I sat down at the table.
In the back of my mind, I was like, man.
And you know what? And I emphasize what's going on with just the personnel that we lost. The key as far as leadership is what really, I think, is really affecting this. Being on the field and having those guys there is really showing right now.
All right, I want to get one more call in before we go to break. Let's talk to Alfonso. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290, Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day postgame show.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I hope everything's going well. I think the frustration of many of the fans is the potential. This is the best team, at least potentially wise, we had since '98. And there was discussion, hey, can we actually think about a national championship? Now, I understand there's a lot of things that have to go into that. But in the beginning of the year, there was a lot of talk about maybe even Heisman Trophy winner for Fafita and T-Mac being in the first round. And we have to have an honest discussion. Did Brennan actually make Fafita a worse player? And do we drop the draft value for T-Mac? Can we honestly say that they're making progress? I can understand there's plays, things are going to happen during the game, but they seem out of sync, sloppy, unnecessary holding, and so forth. Moving forward, is this the coach that we can actually say, hey, I'm going to recruit you, and based on what I've done here in Arizona, you are going to be a better player? Yes, I heard your discussion about losing players, but at least from a fan's view, not enough. There's enough returning players, veteran players that should have been getting better, and they're not. Was this game close? No. Was the other games close? No. And it seems like, at least for me, another issue is that Brennan is making too much of an effort to make personal connections with the players, which is necessary. But is he getting on them? Hey, you're doing the wrong thing. This is what you need to do. You don't see that.
What example do you have of that?
What proof of it? Oh, the score. I'm not sure what else you need. But
no,
how about
I mean, you're making a saying that he's doing too much time to try to make a personal connection with the players. What is that example?
Okay. What I mean by that is just like talking too much about getting close with the families and so forth. That's part of his program, which you need to, but there comes a limit. You have to say, hey, you know what? You did this wrong. Why are you doing this? When have you ever seen him get mad at his players during the game? I don't. It's moments like clapping, hey, good job, okay. No. There's a time and a place when you have to be aggressive. Tell him, hey, you're doing this wrong. Again, too many fouls, out of sync, bad plays, and, of course, the score. That's what you need to know. As far as what proof do I have? I mean, I'm not in the sideline. I left the game around the third quarter, and that's the proof I have, and that's the frustration. And, again, we should have been at least in the discussion of national championship. Now we're talking, oh, man, hopefully, let's pray. Let's maybe get a bowl.
A national championship?
Well, there were people out there that believed that. I mean, I wasn't one of them, but
in the beginning of
but there are people out there that believe that.
Well, I think your fans that are calling in will say that at least the college football playoffs. There was discussion.
Yeah, college football playoffs,
you know,
maybe.
Georgia, Texas, and Alabama, and what?
Yeah.
We don't have the personnel to be any or to play against any of those schools.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. No, yes. But at least the playoffs.
I'll give you playoffs.
But now hopefully we'll make a bowl game. And as far as coaching the players up, oh man, this is gonna kill me. Oh, look at ASU.
Now let me.
In the past couple years, where have their recruiting been? It's been the coaching. Again, Brennan, he needs to get on his players. He made the friendships. It's over. Let's start telling him, hey, you're doing the wrong thing. If I hurt your feelings, too bad. We don't see that. Proof in the score. And that's why you have a lot of upset fans, because they see it, but it looks like the coaching staff doesn't.
All right, Alfonso, I appreciate your call and good thoughts. Obviously, good thoughts there. We can dive into that. I think he brings up some good things that I'd like to talk about in terms of, obviously he comes from the Dick Tomey tree. And we've talked about how Dick Tomey was about family, but how did that translate into when Dick Tomey had to be hard on guys? And Kelvin, you can speak to that better than anybody else. So we'll get to that after the break. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. It's the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show, and you are listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Make the right choice for your home when it comes to windows and doors. For more than 20 years, the Window Depot has provided the best price and biggest inventory on in-stock windows and doors. The Window Depot is open to the public, so whether you're a homeowner or a contractor, you can shop the enormous warehouse. Browse the shelves with over 1,000 vinyl windows, interior and patio doors, and skylights in several varieties and sizes available to go home today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot. Best price, biggest inventory.
Chevrolet has been part of the fabric of Tucson, just as our Chevy trucks are part of the fabric of America. With that in mind, we're proud to announce it's officially truck season. And this year we have Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the all-new Chevy Colorado. Test drive your new Chevy truck on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or check out our entire lineup at O'Reilly.com. Don't miss truck season, going on now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rocking K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rocking K, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto, professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Our Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the tight end Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Ifan.
Third down and 15. Their own 49, back to throw, pressure coming, gets it up, throws it deep downfield, got a man open, it's caught inside the 10, it will be first and goal for Colorado. So Sanders cranks it up, he found an open man well downfield, and that's good, and of course it's Hunter, and it's first and goal Colorado.
Actually, it was LeJontay Wester who made that big catch. That was my pest. He had 8 catches for 127 yards, although they did keep him out of the end zone. He is one of the top scoring wide receivers in the Big 12. The touchdown passes today went to Shepard and Miller off the arm of Shedeur Sanders, who also ran for one. So 3 touchdowns today for Shedeur. We'll also try to get you the comments of Deion Sanders coming up a little bit later as well after the show. Or during the show, towards the end. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Phone lines are jam-packed. We want to hear from you. Please be patient. We got a lot of folks that want to get on and talk about this 34-7 homecoming loss to the Colorado Buffaloes for the Arizona Wildcats. Let's hear from Roxanne. Roxanne, you're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call, and thanks for having this show. I'm a long-time Arizona football fan. I've been watching the Wildcats forever and have been at the games a long time, and I just wanted to share my thoughts from today. I heard a lot of the thoughts about fire the coach. I don't know that I agree with that, but I will say this, and I'm not saying fire the coach. What I'd like to say, though, is it was nice to be able to see Noah be able to run today, and I think if there's nothing open, he needs to do that more. I think we need to develop our backup quarterback so that if he gets hurt, we have other options. And I know that losing our offensive line from last year for a variety of reasons has made all the difference in the world. It's hard to be successful when you can't be protected. You made that point. And I also agree that starting with an onside kick, I actually don't think was a good idea. I think maybe doing that later on in the game after you've let your defense prove themselves and had a little success, that might have worked and may have been a good idea. But I do agree with you that almost was a message of we don't think we can beat this team. And then ending the game with really not trying to do anything was disappointing. I know we were losing, but I'm one of those people that believes you should never give up because I think it's important to the team for them to be able to believe they can do it. And that's it for my comments.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Roxanne. Very thoughtful comments there. They put Cole Tannenbaum in at the end of that game. And again, if you're going to put the guy in, at least give him an opportunity to run a few plays, to maybe throw the ball once or twice in a game, and get the feeling of what that feels like in a game atmosphere, rather than just maybe not trying to do a whole lot, which I thought, and I agree with Roxanne, is what they did there at the end.
Well, I mean, I think they know what he can do because they work with him every day at practice, so they must not be confident in that. So that's the reason why at this point in the season we haven't seen them try to switch Noah out for him. And first and foremost, I mean, as you keep hearing them say, Noah is the leader of this team, and they're doing everything they can to support him as far as being the leader of this team. Man, this is a tough dynamic, guys. When you come in as a new head coach, you're trying to get to know guys. Like people were saying, Coach Tomey. First of all, Coach Tomey, you talking about a tough guy. I mean, I can't even tell you guys how Coach Tomey used to talk, and I just keeping it real. I mean, he loved you. He loved on you so he can get on you.
Yeah.
And right now, I think that's what Coach Brennan is doing. He's trying to love on these guys, regardless of the situation, DK, Glenn. I think he's trying to love them because he don't quite know these guys enough to be yelling at them and to try to be screaming things at them. These guys are coming off a successful season where they won 10 games. So sometimes your kids, if people have kids, your kids think they know it. They think they already know. I know how to do it. I'm going to throw it to T-Mac. I'm going to throw it to T-Mac because that's what got us here, right? And I just think that they're getting to learn each other where they can feel comfortable enough just to, to get on the guy. But even if you do get on Noah right now, I'm going to say it. Did we put enough money up to have a backup quarterback here to beat him out?
Probably not. No.
Everybody else, a lot of other teams did that. The national contenders, they went out and paid people. Now this is a new era. Am I wrong? Am I saying something wrong?
Yeah,
well, Texas, they got two guys.
If you care that much, pack the stadium.
Texas went out and paid Arch Manning to come in and be a backup.
Arch Manning a backup, man. You got to. That's Texas, right? Yeah. I mean, okay, that's that. But I just feel like that we know what we had coming in. Last season, this is why I say this. Last season, didn't Jaden Delore get hurt? How we get to introduce to Noah?
Yeah.
So why didn't we already have go get one of these quarterbacks from somewhere? Because you have to have the money to do it, right? And so I just feel like, especially with this new era, people gonna have to put their money where their mouth at.
Yeah.
If you were super fans and everything like that, you're going to have to do it like a lot of these programs are doing, and they putting their money where their mouth back, and some are getting returns, and some are losing.
Not.
And it's part of, how it goes when you make investments, right?
Yeah, the NIL era is this is going to be known as the NIL era. And it's going to be ups and downs for teams that are supposed to be really good. Is that who's going to be able to buy the players? That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be, and that's what you're going to.
If you want to go national championship,
if you want to go national, or even
playoffs,
playoffs
and all that.
Yeah, you
right?
want to do
You
that.
can't just look for a savior quarterback.
Look at your alma mater, man. They're 3-4 now. Yeah. They lost to Maryland today.
Yeah,
I heard 3-4. USC, they were supposed to go to national championship.
That's true.
And they out. They're out. Okay, and they spent a lot of money. So it's a toss up, man. It really is.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. T-Money, what you got after a 34-7 loss to the Colorado Buffaloes? T-Money, are you there?
He's that stunned.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you guys had a great pregame show. That was very, very nice. Community building. Nice to hear from Trung. Just want to stay positive. No, I don't. I know a gentleman who grew up with Les Fafita and the Fafita family. Says they're very close. Has nothing but great things to say about that family. I pretty much think that Noah went out of his way just to stay, but he won't be back. Why? Why would he be back next year? Obviously, he's not going to be going to NFL after this season. But why would he come back to Tucson? There's no reason. So what we're seeing here is an implosion of the core of the team. And Brett, it's only been 7 games, and just kind of I don't have any quantitative assessment, but the qualitative assessment is that Brent is just a half glass full of warm water. And what his record over the years, 35-50, took San Jose State to 3 bowl games and lost all of them. So it's just one of those things where it's like he's a stopgap hire. He's keeping the chair warm. Now, if you can find somebody else between now and next season, I say bring in that other person and pay Brett whatever you got to pay Brett. And what if Little Stoops wants to come to Arizona and actually have a chance at winning something, right? What if somebody wants to come in here and do something?
Wait, you said Little Stoops, Mark
Stoops ain't coming here because Mark, all he has to do is win 7 games.
Yeah, exactly.
He wins 6 games and he's good to go and he's getting paid. He ain't going.
Right, and that's why I said if he suddenly decides to want to do something, I mean, he has probably the greatest situation in the history of mankind going right now.
He does.
Well, and let's stop there because it's a very linear situation to hear.
Basketball and football.
A basketball school with a marginal football program. You win 6 to 7 games a year like he's done, and
you get a statue.
Exactly. The folks there are happy with that. Here, and he's in the SEC doing that, which is a little bit which means that if that team was in another conference, maybe they're a better team than they are. But here, the coach wins 6 or 7 games, and when we want to flip out about it.
Right. Well, I'm saying someone like Stoops, if he were to take the energy that he has, the experience that he has, and apply it to the little brother 12, he would win. He would be the conference champion. And that's my point. As far as Brett Brennan is concerned, ending pressers and ending interviews with, hey, I'm sorry we didn't play better and thanks for the support. Like, come on, guys. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, for me, it's been basketball season since, the first quarter of this game. So, I don't know.
Since the opening kickoff?
I want to ask them as a coach, as a coach myself, I coach a little bit, not at this level. What would you want the coach to say?
I would say feign something. Feign a rant. Go nuts. Go crazy. You're in Tucson.
Okay.
Like, read the room.
Yeah.
Read the room. Like, we throw stuff and flip out at El Minuto all the time. So that's what we want to see. Okay. We want to know that you care. But if it's just coming off like it's a warm drip, like, come on, I don't know.
All right. Very good. T-Money, we always appreciate your call. Thank you so much. So I want to ask that question then, Kelvin, because, again, I was not here for the Dick Tomey era. I got here for Stoops. Stoops ranted up and down the sidelines. I was here for Rich Rod. Rich Rod ranted up and down the sidelines. Kevin Sumlin was not a ranter. Jed Fish, maybe yelled a little bit. I got people yelled at me because I said that, the second year, Jed Fish got tough after I think the first year he was a little bit light. And then early in camp the second year, you started to see his personality come out. Well, how was Dick Tomey? Did his personality come out on the field? Was he a ranter or a raver? Because I wasn't here.
Coach told me, man, if you made a mistake that he felt was selfish, then he got right at you. But if you made a mistake that just was a mistake, he treated you like a family and you moved forward. But everything usually is handled in-house because guess what? It's a family. Now, there were times I remember I got a 15-yard personal foul. I was getting a little payback. Somebody had hit me in my back, and I wanted them back. That was my only one, but I got a personal foul, and Coach told me got in my face and let me know if I did that again, I wouldn't worry about having to travel anymore, So that which was totally understood, but I respected it from him because, guys, guess why, DK? I knew him.
Yeah.
I knew. You think I gave him that respect when I first met him? No. I got to get to know you. I got to be able to trust you. Right? You're my coach, and I can't respect you as a coach until I get to know you and you show me you care about me as a person. Then I can allow you to yell at me. But ain't nobody gonna be yelling at me that I don't know and I don't know care about me. I'm not. And if they do, I'm not listening. Just like most kids do, they'll just shut your ear off. So all that yelling and screaming ain't gonna necessarily work. Whenever you see a coach have kids' attention and he's yelling and screaming at them, that means those kids know he loved them. Because if not, they're going to shut down immediately. So that's fake. If you do see a coach doing that, then they're playing to the fans.
Yes.
Right? Because anybody with common sense know you go and find people that you can yell at on a job or anywhere that's going to take that don't respect you.
Yeah, exactly.
Please.
Yeah. And that's another example of what you're saying right there, Kelvin, is on the field when you have guys that are coming in, replacing those captains, and then they're in a pickle. They're in a pickle. They can't be yelling at guys. They're like, dude, you didn't even start. You're like,
well, you got to dumb everything down.
Yeah,
you got to dumb everything down.
And if he is really enthusiastic, he's ready about this, let's get us going. It's hard for that kid to do that, because he's got to get respect because he got to get that time on the field.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We're going to take more of your calls. Howie, Scott, Phil, Marty, all hang on. We are coming to you next. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Wildcats lose on homecoming Saturday, 34-7. Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, Shiloh Sanders, and the Colorado Buffaloes. Much more straight ahead. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Was your AC struggling to keep up this summer? We all know what happens to a car if it doesn't get a regular oil change. Your air conditioner is no different. Regular maintenance increases efficiency and reduces the chance of catastrophic failure. Take advantage of Rightway's $65 AC tune-up special. Our experts will perform a 42-point inspection, ensuring your AC runs like new. We'll even check for refrigerant leaks at no charge. Call Rightway at 520-549-1914 for your $65 AC tune-up.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Quick, she's over here. I don't know. I just found her like this.
Yeah, she's banged up, but she'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. What can I do?
Just need the keys. And, sir?
Yeah?
Your car's gonna be fine.
Thank you.
Mobile detailing from Recon Auto Detailing. Tired of wear and tear on your vehicle or just tired of cleaning it yourself? We'll come to you. Book with us online and see why we have over 1,100 5-star reviews. Recon Auto Detailing. ReconDetail.com.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
The Window Depot has everything you need to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a showroom and let our experts guide you. Whether you're choosing from ready-to-go designs or creating a custom masterpiece, we can help you select the perfect wood type, color, and style, and top it off with unique hardware to complete your look. Find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Make Dave & Buster's a part of your weekly rituals. Military Monday, get extra gameplay on your card. Tuesday night is trivia night with great prizes. Thursday is extra credit with student discounts on gameplay after 9 p.m. Stop in Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch specials. Want more? Rewards members will get an extra 100 chips with a purchase of 100 chips and Sunday sips for hospitality workers. Full and quick service restaurants, hotels, and amusement parks. Discounted beverages and apps after 9 p.m. only at Dave & Buster's.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The one and only home of the Jim Rome Show. Rich Eisen and DK on the Sports Tip.
You know, this is vastly different. There's a lot of clapping, a lot of hugging, a lot of handshaking.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A football continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. A full wrap-up on today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Brett Brennan, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona football. Wildcats Radio 1290.
McMillan. Noah back to pass, in trouble now, and he's going to be pulled down. Sacked back at the 24-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down and long. So the Wildcats' opening possession goes nowhere. In fact, it goes negative yardage. And now Buffalo's to get the ball back here early first quarter, leading 7-0.
One of 7 sacks that Noah Fafita took on the game today. The goal, obviously, going in was to try to protect him more. He was taking too many hits. We heard that this week. We talked about that on the pregame show. Matt Atkins and Brent Brennan have both said that we've got to figure out a way to protect him, but that did not happen today. I believe he'd only had 6 sacks coming into the game, coming on the season, coming into today's game, and he took 7 sacks as a result of the Colorado defense. And we had mentioned that they were a team, that had a lot of tackles for loss, but they didn't really have a lot of sacks coming in. I think they only had like 13 sacks coming in, but had showed a team that was able to get into the backfield and disrupt the running game. But they turned it up on the passing game, took advantage, obviously, of the loss of Rhino and jumped on Michael Wooten early. And that's a tough situation, again, when you got a guy coming in. And, first play, he's trying to protect the edge, and he gets called for a false start. I mean, that's rough there to start.
And that was, when I watched that play, that was just horrible technique on that, man. He just opened up the gate and said, come on in. Come on in.
Open up the refrigerator.
Yeah, just open it up. That is, they looked like an NFL team. They looked like they had Crosby, they had Bosa and a couple other guys on that line, the way they were coming at our quarterback. I mean, it just looked like it was just a mad rush with a little Donald in there too. Just really getting to our quarterback. We couldn't give Noah any time. And, he had time at sometimes, but most of the time he was running for his life.
And to me, I was wondering, let's leave a tight end in and let's leave the running back in to chip or something, because we're not really throwing to them a lot anyway. I mean, so they might as well stay in and give them a little bit more time if we're going to be going deep down the field. So I think, a little bit of that is on Noah. You got to get rid of that ball, man. You don't just take those sacks. A part of a quarterback's job is to get rid of that football. Yeah, they made the rules of where you basically get outside the pocket a little bit and get it past the line of scrimmage and you're fine. So you have to use a little bit of that, and I don't think I saw him do that much at all today. Did you, DK?
No, not really at all. Well, he tried the one time, I think, where he threw it into the ground.
Right, so you have to, and I think they got a loss of down on that one.
Yeah.
Right? So, but you have to try to at least get to that when the plays ain't there. But that first play when I saw Shedeur. Was that Shedeur? Which one?
Shedeur.
Shiloh?
Shiloh.
Shiloh.
Yeah.
When he came on the edge.
Yeah.
Now, who fault is that?
Yeah.
Who fault is that? Now, that's the blind side of the quarterback. But when you do your count, you got to see that. The safety is by the line of scrimmage. He didn't come from
exactly right.
Yeah.
He wasn't
20
coming
yards
from
down the
15
field.
yards back.
He came from right up. Anytime I see the safety in the box, especially 21, I'm knowing that something's up. I got to get to a hot route on that side. And being that he had his back to it, anybody that know anything about football, when the hot route, when the free guy is coming from your backside,
you open
you
right
have to
now.
Turn, you got to turn to
Right
the
now.
backside. You got to throw it exactly from where he's coming from. Usually it's a quick slant or it's a little stop route right there, but you have to get off of it immediately. There's nothing you can do. When I saw that first play, I was worried out the jump because I was like, man, you have to see that.
Yeah.
You have to see that. The coaches can't be in your ear. That's something as a receiver you got to call out. Hey,
Yeah.
He's
You
coming.
see him coming. Yep.
You know, and offensive lineman got to call it. Everybody, and it just seemed like the guy came free off the edge and got a shot on the quarterback. And that's more than play calling.
And when you are a hot route, you got to get open.
But he didn't even look that way.
I know, but if you don't, but that's your responsibility, and you got to be able to get open. Because we used to have a hot route for tight ends. If the middle linebackers do a shotgun, you got to get out right now. If you see them come out, you got to get out and turn your head and look for the ball. So there's got to be some guys that everybody's got to work on that.
But I'm saying this: can the coaches be on the field and adjust that?
Yeah.
You can't adjust that. In practice, you can say, hey, watch for 21. When he's in the box, more than likely he's going to blitz. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you can do. But as the game is going on, you can't tell the guy at the beginning of the game to, of course you should be checking everything. I don't see how you couldn't have saw him. That's all.
Yeah. All right, 520-848-1290. Before we get back to the phone lines, let's see if anybody cashed any tickets off this game today.
How did the 1290 crew do today with their best bets? Let's find out how they did in today's pregame show. Today's best bets are brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
I'm going to go to the ATM right now.
This is why I got to pick first, because I let you guys pick first, and you all were so U of A centric that y'all convinced me to take U of A, when if I had picked first, I was going to take Colorado in the points. But we all took U of A and laid the 2.5, and that turned out to be a huge loser today. The fellas over there took the over on this one, which was 57.5. I went the under on it, and obviously it came in at 41, way under the 57.5. So at least I'm cashing one ticket off this game here today.
7.
Yeah, I would have never thought we was going to score 7 points.
Many
I
more
might
than
have bet
that,
the
probably,
house
right?
on that.
Yeah, I thought 21.
Yeah, at least 21.
So a double losing day for Kelvin and Glenn.
And that's how the 1290 crew did with their best bets. Today's best bets were brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
I think I'm ahead now by one. I'll have to double check those numbers right there. 520-848-1290. Howie's been holding for a long time. You are on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, guys. This is the first time that I've heard Glenn really fired up. It was kind of neat there for a while. I was going to express him some Ativan.
Right on, Howie. The blood pressure was high.
We got so much to discuss, it's ridiculous. First of all, up here, I heard that Phil Knight said he'll spend any amount of money to get a championship. So you guys are right about that. Remember you were talking about the NIL? That's a given. I mean, there's no argument about that. Now, Noah, I think you could I disagree with Kelvin a little on this. I think you can sit down with him in an adult way and discuss, look, all our players are getting hurt. We're not going to win this game. We don't want you to get hurt. Can we try somebody else for a little while? I mean, it might hurt his feelings for a little bit, but there's ways you can approach people. That's my second point.
I was just
that's my
say,
second thing.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead, Kelvin.
Yeah, I was going to say, it wasn't necessarily that I was worried about him, they're necessarily worried about hurting his feelings. I just think they don't have anybody behind him.
Yeah.
I don't even know anything about the Arizona backup quarterback.
There you go.
I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a problem, right?
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that's a problem.
Because last year we were saying, let's get Noah in after he threw 6 picks. After Delora threw, they were saying, we knew who he was. We thought, we knew that, hey, let's get him in. Why don't we play him?
There's another thing to consider about this thing here. I'll just give you my personal example, and you can do with it whatever you want. I watched 3 football games from last night to today. I watched the Ducks against Purdue. They won 30-something to nothing. Okay, and then I watched Indiana against Nebraska with Riola, who's the 5-star quarterback, and Rule, who was supposed to be a hotshot coach. They scored 7 points and lost 56-7.
I was just saying that one. Everybody was high on Nebraska.
Yeah. And then today's game, I was expecting out of a day and a half to see 2 competitive games, and none of them were competitive. It was really strange. I thought that the Nebraska Indiana's tough, by the way, in football. And our game would be like competitive football games. And, all of them were fairly boring because one side just dominated, and that's the way it goes sometimes. How's that?
You hit it on the head. You hit it on the head.
Yeah, I know.
And I think the thing that worries me, and I'll go back to something I think it was Ty that called earlier, said is you're not losing these games on the Pac-12 network. You're losing these games. My brother in New Jersey was watching the game today.
Yeah.
He texted me. He's like, text me an emoji of Dion, and I shot him a picture, and he was like, "Oh, you're at the game?" I was like, you don't know that I do this for a living. Yeah. I cover this team But again, that just illustrates the point. People all over the country watched this game.
Yes.
People all over the country watched last week's game.
Yes.
And you did not look good.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of recruits. There were a lot of recruits on campus today. Now, there's several different ways you can look at that piece of it. Maybe a lot of those kids said, okay,
I can come
in here and play right away.
If I'm Coach Brennan, I'm going right up to them. As soon as that game over, I'm going right up to the recruit.
We got some spots open.
See, we need you. You can play immediately here. We need you. We don't have anybody. You see the guys going, man, I wish you could sign up now. I wish you can come in early.
Yeah.
I would go to those kids because most kids, regardless of what people say,
they want to play.
They want to go somewhere they can play early.
Yep.
They want to go somewhere they can play that playing time. Yes, you want to go to the SEC. Yes, you want to go to some of these major programs, but you smart enough to look at them programs and see there's going to be a couple years before you get in there. So it's opportunity here at Arizona. If I'm a quarterback, if I'm everything, if I'm every position, I'm like, there's some opportunity. I'm sitting back in the cut like, hey, I see where I can play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate this breakup of the Pac-12, but one thing I think it did, it's getting Arizona more national exposure. Like the Pac-12 network was not on DirecTV. Now everybody, like David's relative and everybody's relative back in New Jersey or wherever, can see the Cats.
Yeah, I mean, they've only played one game on ESPN Plus, which is the equivalent of the Pac-12 network, and that was the NAU game. All these Big 12 games have been on one of the national networks, either on Fox in a day part, in a regular daytime setting where the East Coast is watching, or you were on ESPN when you played Texas Tech. So you've been on some national networks.
We got Peacock because my wife is a big Duck fan, and her daughter graduated from there. So we got Peacock, and they do the big net games. And so, yeah, a lot of this is bringing college football into the big time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Howie, give me one more point because we got a lot of folks holding.
I'm pointless.
You're done. Okay. Howie, we always appreciate
good to hear from you.
Always great to hear from you, Howie. We'll talk to you again, I'm sure, after the West Virginia game next week. 520-848-1290. Next up is Marty. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290 and Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you, Marty?
Okay, I didn't know after the games that you have a pre-game show, okay?
Post-game.
But
you didn't know we had a pre.
Okay.
You didn't know we had a post-game show. Or you didn't know we had a pre-game show before the game because we go 3 hours before the game too.
No, I did not because we've been here about 6 years, and we've been season ticket holders, okay? And we were with rough times when Rich Rodriguez was the close, and I don't think Arizona won a game in 3 years. And they finally beat California for their first win.
That was the Sumlin era. Well, it was the Sumlin era.
Well,
Sumlin and Fish.
Right.
Rich Rod, he won a few.
Right. Okay. So the game today was a sellout, okay? And during the game, when Arizona couldn't do anything, the fans started to boo, okay? But that onside kick was a shocker, okay?
Shocked
me. They gave him 7 points. But Brenham, I think, is the lowest paid coach in the Big 12. I am not sure. But Arizona does not want to pay a coach good money to come here. They are not going to win with Brenham. They need to get a coach and pay him some good money like they pay Tommy Lloyd for basketball. Okay? So, I mean, we were here with Sumlin and Rodriguez and Jed Fisher and now Brenham, who was at San Jose State. And we run the same plays every time on first down, up the middle or to the side. And he didn't throw to McMillan, I think, only twice in the game. I'm not even sure if he threw him that many passes.
He had 5 catches.
Okay. And then the last 2 games we had 7 turnovers, 3 against Texas Tech, 4 against BYU, and I think we had 3 today. So we've had so many turnovers, and we have so many penalties. But Arizona needs to get a good coach that's willing to come here, and they need to pay a coach. They need to go out and pay money for that coach. Otherwise, they're not going to be winners here.
Okay, where do you think they should get that money from?
Is there an application?
I don't know.
Are you the donor? First of all, are you the donor that's going to buy out the current head coach, and or are you the donor who's going to fund that next head coach?
No, of course not. But he doesn't run. He always runs plays up the middle. What do we get? 1 and 2 yards. Then on 2nd and 3rd, we pass. They know what we're going to do. So that's all I have to say. And and you can't perform in the front of a big crowd like this on homecoming. Who knows if they're going to win another game this year? That's what I have to say. They pay Tommy Lloyd good money for basketball. Why can't they pay a coach good money for football?
All right. Well,
I think on that front, Marty, I think that we have probably a handful, maybe not. You can count them on one hand. It's like big donors that we can't tap them all the time.
Well, yes, I understand that. But if Arizona wants to be a winner, they're going to have to get a good coach.
Yeah, we're going to have to get somebody else. Maybe in the next one of these millennials or. Will be hitting it big
hope so.
and coming in with some big money. But
because you're going to lose a lot of season ticket fans.
We tap the same keg all the time, man. We can't do it.
But what if we put a little of that money behind players?
Yeah, I'm sure you get players here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's get some players, and let's actually give a coach a chance, man. I'm not saying it because he's a Tommy guy, because I'm a U of A guy. I'm not a coach guy. I don't care who the coach is. I do know the coaching staff. I don't work with them. They don't pay me anything. But I am a give a guy a chance guy. Yeah. Right? I mean,
it's only 7 games.
Yeah. I mean, and so
6 games we got.
Yeah, and I think, again, man, you give them a chance. And first of all, let's finish out this season. Right? Because I still think we can get to a bowl game, and I hope that's enough for this fan base, because I don't think we've been to 1,000 bowl games. So getting to another bowl game and giving this coaching staff a chance to coach another month of football to help develop some of these guys to get us a head start going in the spring would be huge. So right now, these guys just need to play one game at a time, and coaches need to get these guys together, man, and get them all on one page, because right now, man, I know it's tough for the loser. I hate losing more than anybody. Yeah. That's why I never let it go in the coach's hands. Yeah. When we played the teams that we played on, we never put it in a coach's hands. I would never let a coach put me in a situation where I'm worrying about what play. You call the play, and I'm going to execute the play. That's what's going to happen.
All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Phone lines are jabbed. We'll take some more calls coming up. After this, it's Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Kelvin Efon, Glenn Howe. My name is David Kelly. We've got Priscilla Mugwa as she's running the cameras. If you're watching on one of our many video streams, you're listening also on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona football rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Broadway in Tucson, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, Drain Medics, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Lexus of Tucson, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community designed by nature. Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Police Department, University Termite and Pest Control, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE Eagle.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
My drains are clogged again. What should I do? Don't let those clogged drains scare you. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has a $79 drain and faucet diagnostic service special. We'll get you back in the flow. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Our window depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the tight end Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Ifan.
Out of the shotgun, Augustive in motion out of the backfield. Sanders back to throw, rolling right now. He can run it. He's down to the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado. Shedeur Sanders with his second rushing touchdown of the season. And the Buffaloes are now up 27-7. Extra point upcoming.
One of 3 touchdowns in this game for Shedeur Sanders. Here's how that touchdown sounded on the Colorado Buffaloes radio network.
First down, Shedeur running to the end zone, breaks a tackle, touchdown, touchdown Colorado. Shedeur dropped. He curved around the containment on the right side, took it right into the end zone, got by Owen Goss, and a 6-yard run by the quarterback Shedeur Sanders. And the Buffs take a 27-7 lead. Touchdown Colorado.
Buffs win it 34-7 on homecoming Saturday here in Tucson. Stadium emptied out early in the third quarter when it was clear that the Wildcats did not have the offensive punch to rally down at the half. 520-848-1290 is the number. We got a lot of folks to get to on the line, so stay with us and be patient. Let's talk to Phil. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290, Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show.
Brothers, thank you for what you do. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all the things that you've shared and the patience with the people, like the caller before about, you got to get a good coach. And if you're going to get a good coach, you got to be willing to pay money. Well, that kind of almost goes kind of in line with the idea of, if you want to bring in good players, but that's not why I'm calling, because you know what? You guys have said it. Reality of the matter is that the injuries are, we were spoiled last year. There wasn't the injuries. There was a couple freak injuries. You guys said it. There was a couple freak injuries, and I applaud the onside kick. I do.
You like that?
It's like just kind of. Oh yes, I do. I think it was. You have to be careful. It was. I think that was good. It made a statement. Now, yes, the defense looked like it was doing pretty well, and if it wasn't for that pass down to the 10, oh my goodness, it's a whole different game. But we saw the game. I was there, and the reality is the injuries. We saw that turnovers. I was saying to my brother-in-law Steve and my nephew Andy, I told them before the game as we were driving in, I said, you know what? This is going to be a game where no turnovers and no penalties. And they agreed. And of course we're armchair quarterbacking and coaching it all up and stuff. And yes, turnovers, penalties, injuries. But I think Howie was spot on what he said too. He said, I'd like to believe that Noah Fafita, you could sit down and talk to him and see, if there would be an opportunity for him to help and coach, and whoever's on the bench, it's Mr. Mystery Man out there in our quarterback, stable. So who knows? But Howie was spot on, and people who say you need to pay money and get a good coach, or this was just ridiculous, they shouldn't. The other gentleman was talking about making it sound like, it was a player's fault. No. And the last thing I'm going to say, just to, again, was thank you guys for what you do, but also fans. These are still young college men. It is a game, and when injuries kill you and mistakes kill you, and you get injured in some key places, there's only so many miracles you can work. All right. But anyway, that's it for me. I'm still going to keep rooting, and of course, we'll be there. All right.
Appreciate it, Phil. Appreciate those takes. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate those takes and your thoughts there as
that
well.
Sound like me talking about my Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly. Especially after last week.
Still my Cowboys. I don't care how bad
and my Raiders.
I don't care how bad we get beat. I don't care.
I love my Raiders
just like
too.
my Arizona Wildcats. I'm gonna go look in the mirror. I'll be ticked off, and we did that.
Yeah.
But I also know how this thing works, man. I know that it all come together, man. I mean, and I feel for everybody involved. I know the fans want to win. Tucson love winners. I mean, hey, trust me, they remember me because you know we had some success around here, so they love winners. And that's what I tell the guys. Hey, if you want to be remembered, I don't care where you at, you got to win. But at the same time, man, we also know, and I understand, like being a Cowboy fan, I understand that most years we're hyped up.
Yeah.
We overhyped.
Because you were going to Super Bowl.
We're going to win the Super Bowl every year. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know we don't have offensive line.
Yeah.
We lost this guy. We don't have a second receiver.
Yeah.
We got Zeke Elliott, as a back. But no, we thought Zeke was going to come back and be Zeke. You know what I mean? So it's just how you feel. You just love your team, and you love them so much. So when they had that great season, you feel like you earned it. You feel like you earned that right to really talk it. But yeah, no, I feel for the fans, man. I totally understand. I want them to turn it around. I want us to be a 10 or more win team every year. But with that, you got to show that same support. As the same as when you're angry, you got to show that same support of being behind them, win, lose, or draw.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We'll check in on the text groove and see if we have any text comments coming up. Let's hear from Scott. Scott, are you in Glendale or Fort Worth, Texas? But you are on the Radio Wealth Management at Arizona Game Day. Okay, you live in Tucson.
I live in Tucson.
Okay.
I got a couple of questions. What year is Fafita's brother's class?
His brother in high school?
Yeah.
I think don't quote me, but I think his brother's young, like freshman 26. Or sophomore.
I think he's a 26.
Yeah, I'm gonna say junior.
He's a junior.
Oh, he's a junior. Okay,
26.
So, all right, 26.
Okay. Do you think he'll reclassify and play with his brother, or do you think he'll, I think we've got a good recruiting class for next year and stuff like that.
Well,
who's the offensive play caller? Is it Barbers or the other guy that took over from the break? Who's calling
Right
the
now,
plays?
it's
Are they sharing it?
Matt Atkins. Matt Atkins is the play caller. But if you listen to them tell you that it's a collaboration. But I think Matt at this point is the one that's actually calling the plays specifically.
Isn't this his first year doing like the play calling and stuff like that?
He's never done it at this level.
Okay.
Yes, at this level. So, yeah, I mean...
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, he's got some work to do, for sure. Got some work to do. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Next up is Joel. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys. What you guys do, you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
The main thing I want to say is I think everyone needs to pump the brakes a little bit on being a new coach. I don't know why everyone freaks out after one. I mean, don't we usually give people at least 3 or 4 years before we start wanting to change regimes?
I thought we did.
Yeah, it's just I'm still excited for where we're going. Like you said, injuries have hurt us a lot. I guess some questions I have for you for play calling. How come we don't use T-Max more on slants? Because it seems like he gets a lot of yards after the catch, and it seems like that's gone away from. He was doing that in the first 2 games. Now, granted, it's NAU. He was kind of phenomenal, but I feel like that's kind of gone away a little bit. And then what happened to using the tight end? I feel like that. Hopefully, Glenn agrees with me on that one.
Yes, I do.
Well,
we don't use tight end anymore, and I think that's a huge weapon. That we're just not using. So.
Well, the first one, I'm going to let Glenn answer the tight end one. But the first one is, they had that linebacker, the inside linebacker to his side. They have 3 guys on him. They have the corner on him. They have the safety over the top. And that linebacker just can't wait for him to run that slant so they can knock him out the game. So it's a situation to where him having a great season last year and becoming an All-American, and then also him coming in that first game and catching 10 balls for 4 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. I said it was the worst thing that could ever happen. I was happy for the kid because he got player of the Big 12 Player of the Week, and he got all these national awards. But I also said, guess what? If I was a defensive player, if I was a defensive coach, I would have him on a target in my room with a target on his head, because I would go after him and I would put 3-4 guys. I would not let that guy beat me. And I think if you look at the teams that we've seen over these last few weeks, that's what they're doing. Yeah. Somebody else could beat me, but he's not beating me.
And how to take that other linebacker out of there is you use the tight end. Use the tight end, or maybe using some option routes. The linebacker flies out to the right. He comes inside. You hit him inside. You start doing that, then the linebacker has to hesitate, and then we can hit him in the slant on behind him. We can do that. I don't think we're doing that. We need to hit. Maybe we don't use an option route. I discussed that today with one of my tight end coaches that was on the show this morning, Coach Bernardi, and talking about those kind of options. Getting into the middle of the field to put pressure on those tight ends so they can't look for the slant from T-Mac.
And let me add another thing to that. That tight end that we had last year, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he playing right now on Sunday.
He was pretty good. I think we lost something there.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we lost something there.
He's playing Sunday.
I think in another year he's going to be really good.
Yep.
But I think right now he's still wet behind the ears.
Yep.
Right? We had a veteran guy that played that position that came back from a terrible knee injury, that fought his way back and turned himself into an NFL player. That's the guy we lost.
Right. Okay. And I'm 100% agree with that. I feel like sometimes we just don't take advantage enough. Hey, one more quick thing. I've been going to U of A games since they used to have a knothole section, and one of the things I'm wondering is are they ever going to kind of change the fan experience, like try to move the student? I know we've always talked about moving the student section to the visitor side and just doing something different to make it more of a home field advantage, because we can blame the players, we can blame the coaches, but at some point the fans have to be part of the process too. And I feel like sometimes, even after that onside kick, it took a lot of life out of the fans, and it's 2 minutes into the game. So I don't know if you guys ever had talk about that at all, or your thoughts on that?
Well, in terms of the fan experience part, obviously this is a new administration with Desiree Reed-Francois, and we had Tony Daniel on the show on Thursday. He is kind of her chief marketing guy. And that was what they were known for at Missouri. They were known for fan engagement. They totally revamped the way that Missouri football ran. And obviously, this is the first year. I think they're starting to, when we asked Tony about it, and I invite you to go to WildcatsRadio1290.com to listen to the Tony Daniel interview. Just some of the things that they do surveys after every game. They meet every Monday to talk about the surveys that they got from their fans, and they've started to implement some things. No major changes, I think, at this point, but I think it's something as this administration continues that, you're going to begin to see some differences in the game day experience. Now, are they going to move the entire Zona Zoo to a different side of the stadium? I don't know that that's going to happen.
Yeah, because the sun thing is gonna affect that, because the sun is on the Zona Zoo at the beginning of the game.
Right.
If we have a afternoon game or a September game, that's early, it's the sun's right on them. So they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna do that.
And I don't know very many. I mean, I've only been to a handful of college stadiums. I don't know, like, a lot of college stadiums that put, like, the students behind the visiting, the visiting sideline for football. I mean, most of the time, you're not giving students those types of seats. I don't know very many places where they give the students as good of seats as they have here in terms of, like, you can go to Zona Zoo and sit at the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
I don't know very many stadiums where you can do that.
Right. Yeah, I just something to think about. That's all. All right, hey, I appreciate let me chat. Thank you.
Absolutely,
Thanks
Joel. Thank you. Yeah, we were down at USC. We were down at the 10-yard line. So I'd have loved to have had an opportunity to sit at the 50-yard line, 10 rows up or wherever. If I got there early enough, I could pick my 50-yard line seat. I mean, the Zona Zoo is spoiled from that respect. I don't know anywhere where you can do that as a student. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's go ahead and get Bobby in here. We're probably going to go past 7 o'clock. We'll go past 7. We'll let you hear from Brent Brennan. We'll also let you hear from Noah Fafita and Dalton Johnson. We'll also let you hear from Deion Sanders as well. So we may go till 8 o'clock tonight and take your calls as well. Bobby, you're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, Wildcats Radio 1290.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, how are you?
So, throwing my 2 cents in here. First off, Brett Brennan's got to stop being like Jason Garrett and doing the claps. Okay, guys, it's okay. There has to be some fire. You hear your fans booing, you got to do something to, like, hey, guys, pick it up. Let's do something. There's no execution on plays. I get you said that, there's the play, you guys got to execute it. But I don't know what's going on between that and the players. Fafita couldn't get anything on the air because blocking was terrible. Like, I think that was the worst game. How many sacks?
Yeah, no, it was by far. I mean, even Lamont, said that this was by far the worst performance by the offensive line this season. Rhino before he got hurt, he struggled. He struggled in the game last week. Yeah. He struggled again this week before he got hurt. Then Michael Wooten came in and immediately, gave up a couple of plays as well. But they also got beat inside. There were holding penalties. Deuce had a holding penalty. I think Wendell Moy had a holding penalty. So there were some issues on the inside as well. It was not. I saw a video of apparently Warren Sapp got into his guys at the hotel last night and basically gave the speech, I got my Super Bowl rings. My Super Bowl rings can't do nothing for you. You got to go out there and do it for yourself. And apparently they bought that motivation from a Hall of Famer because they went out there and played their butts off today here in Tucson.
Right. And then it's just I do fear for Brennan's job. Like, I feel like if he doesn't do anything, and if we lose to ASU going further, I hope we can win some games. But if we lose to ASU, that's like your seat's under fire.
Well, what I will say is obviously this athletics director did not hire him. This president did not hire him.
Yeah.
So there is that. And we know sports. I mean, you know sports, Bobby. When a new regime comes, this is a new regime from the top. Now, Suresh Garamella, I've never met the guy. I don't know what his sports background is. I've asked some people, and they say he's not Bobby Robbins. He's not going to have his hand in every single thing. But this is his regime and her regime now. And so if it goes into next season, I don't know that they would pull the trigger right away. I mean, this is a university, this is an athletic department that is still in a very large financial quagmire. And I don't know where you're getting that money from, unless, Bobby, you're writing that check, or you know a donor that's going to step up and say, I'm willing to write that check. Then I don't think anything's happening this year. But make no mistake. If this goes into if we're sitting here having this same conversation next year, that new regime is going to be their minds are going to be moving into, it's time to get our own guy.
And that's where I want to like Brennan. I do. But I said this a few weeks ago. I think it was the NAU game. I called and said, it's going to be a new team, new coach. Fine. We still beat NAU. Then we lose to Kansas State. Okay. Fine. We beat Utah. It's an old Pac-12 team. So I'm getting a picture of, okay, we could still probably beat our old Pac-12 teams. We're going to struggle against Big 12, which we've seen against Baylor. We've seen against Texas Tech. But here we go to Colorado. I think, okay, we could win this game, or it's going to be a close game and we lose. Not that. 37-7 at home. Homecoming that's embarrassing.
It's not good. It's not good for sure. You don't want to get beat
like
that.
We were playing a Big 12 team, or like an actual team run that conference before.
You don't want to get beat like that at homecoming in front of your own people. And guys, you can speak. You were on the sideline. How are the fellas taking that?
Well,
today?
I tell you what, as a former player, that was hard to swallow. My wife didn't even want to talk to me after the game.
And you need play.
She knew better. I'm sorry. She knew better. She's like, baby, you all right? Like, I go, what do you think? So that wasn't good.
And I'm the type of person, man, I hope for the best. I wanted us to win because it was homecoming, but I'm also a realist. The DK out here, you say it all the time. This is right where you thought we would be. 3-4 now?
Well, I thought we'd be 4-3, but yeah, close enough. Yeah.
I thought the 3-3 today. Again, I thought after seeing Colorado play and seeing them with 4 receivers, 4 NFL type receivers, and our DBs hurt, I thought right away, like, oh man, I know I'm gonna go for this game, and I hope too many people don't bet off me. But I also was worried that 4-star receivers who I've been watching over the season do well against other defensive backs. I was worried that they were going to have too much force and firepower, downfield because our defense couldn't hold up.
Yeah.
No, I did have one last question too. It's like, who is our offensive coordinator? Like, I know you got Dino Babers. I'm saying, like, who's making these calls? Because,
again,
like you said,
right now that's Matt Atkins.
Yeah, let's run up the middle.
We got a rookie play caller right now. They've put this in the hands of a rookie play caller, and I talked about that 2 weeks ago. I'm not again that they made that decision. They tried to sell it to us as this was the plan. I don't believe that was the plan, but again, it's if that's what they decided to do because they felt that they were struggling and they needed a spark. That's what they did, but clearly there's been no spark to improve that on that side of the ball.
In the 10-1 season, in the 10-3 season, right, guys?
Yeah.
Did we ever have a fullback? Did they ever have a fullback in the game?
Not a true fullback.
So
no.
what is the difference when they ran up the middle with Jonah Coleman and Wiley and those guys? What is the biggest difference? Because they ran the same up the middle play.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is personnel.
Personnel, yep.
You lost a first-round offensive lineman. You lost an NFL tight end, right? You lost Cowan, another receiver that has to pull over, and you may have to double-team him. But you definitely got to get a guy to guard him the personnel is different. People was expecting the same team with a different coach and some different players. I think everybody was just looking at, what was it, Manu? I mean, you had a couple guys coming back on the offensive line, but I was worried about all these guys. This is their sophomore year. This is basically those guys' second year starting, and I always worry about guys in their second year, right? Because either you take a big leap or you take a step back a little bit and figure out you have to get better, and they end up having great junior years. That's why you, as a coach, you love juniors and seniors, right?
That is a true statement.
Watching Colorado's dink and dunks, it was like, why can't we just do a few dink and dunks?
That would be nice. I've been saying that for 3 weeks. I've been saying that for 3 weeks, Bobby. Why can't we run some more shorter intermediate routes? Why when we have 4 yards to go, we're running 12-yard patterns? I've been saying that for 3 weeks.
Yep.
I agree.
So,
and it's just frustrating to watch. Like,
it is.
They're shredding us, and it's like, we can't do a simple dink and dunk pass, get 5-6 yards, get the first down. I don't care about the highlights of this one. I want to win a freaking game.
I hear you. Bobby, we always appreciate it. You are always welcome to call back. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Bobby. That opens up a line for you, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I think things are going well for my tribe. They are winning 2-0 right now in the 5th inning of Game 5 of the American League Championship Series, trying to send this series. Looks like we're finally getting some pitching.
How's your Trojans doing
there
today?
in Cleveland? They are not my Trojans right now. You must remember, I am estranged.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I am estranged from
you
USC.
released them.
I am estranged from my alma mater, and so I'm not. In fact, I've been fighting with some of my brothers and sisters because I've been playing the "I told you so" card on Lincoln Riley, and some of them are not happy with me about that. But I told them that this dude was not the dude. So there you go. All right, we'll come back. We'll give you our keys to the game, what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win tonight. We'll let the fellas fly. We'll hear from the head coach, the players, and the Buffaloes. It's Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. You can still call in. We'll talk to you as well, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. We've got a text. I'll read that text when we come back as well with Calvin Ifan and Glenn Howe. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Are you facing plumbing problems and need a reliable solution? Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, or an upgrade to a tankless water heater, Right Way has you covered. And for a limited time only, we're offering 10% off your next repair or installation. Don't let plumbing issues ruin your day. Call Right Way at 520-276-2775. We'll get a plumber to your door. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor summer could finally come to an end. And with cooler temperatures on the way, it's a good time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. If it's time for any other seasonal maintenance, we've got you covered with the most award-winning service around. You'll see why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
For 100 years, O'Reilly Chevrolet has been part of the fabric of Tucson, just as our Chevy trucks are part of the fabric of America. With that in mind, we're proud to announce it's officially truck season. And this year we have Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the all-new Chevy Colorado. Test drive your new Chevy truck on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or check out our entire lineup at O'Reilly.com. Don't miss truck season, going on now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Come out to Dave & Buster's, the best place outside of the stadium to see the games this football season. Monday and Thursday, get all-you-can-eat wings with game card for $19.99. Sunday, get in on the chance to win a big game watch party at Dave & Buster's in front of the big screen, plus other big prizes and weekly winners. Join them now through October 22nd, all day, every day. They'll be offering $5 22-ounce drafts only at Dave & Buster's. Make Dave & Buster's your place to watch the games. Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
DK on the Sports Tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
It is the weekend. Woo!
Peach Mania and the Green Chili Roast tomorrow and Sunday.
Green chili what? Wait, what?
Green Chili Roast. They'll like roast up the green chilies for you.
I'll be there.
I know, right? You can buy like a 50-pound burlap sack
Nothing
of chilies.
smells better than green chilies roast.
So good, right?
I don't know what I'm doing yet for fun this weekend.
You're going to the mud pit.
I don't think I'm going to the mud pit.
Wildcats Radio 1290. Our Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the tight end Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Ifan.
Runs out. Victory, Illinois! Victory, Illinois! On a special weekend, and they are storming the field. They're coming from all corners to celebrate a win on this historic day over Michigan. Red Grange did it 100 years ago plus 1 day.
Illinois, they're ranked 6-1. And they beat Michigan at home today, 21-7. The 24th ranked Wolverines fall to 2-2 in the Big Ten. Big Ten is all over the place in terms of the top of that. Who would have thought Indiana would be around first place? They win again today, 56-7. We'll get all your scores on the scoreboard coming up a little bit later. Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers scoreboard. As Glenn mentioned, not a good day for the school I used to go to. They lose again on the road at Maryland, 29-28. So Maryland gets their first Big Ten victory of the season. USC is now 1-4 in Big Ten conference play. So some of these transitions not going as hoped. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let us review what our keys to the game were for this contest today between the Arizona Wildcats and the Colorado Buffaloes.
Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different. The dealership that is different.
All right, we went quickly because we had so many guests down for homecoming, but we'll start with Kelvin's keys to the game today.
My keys to the game is you have to take care of the football. We can't fumble and we can't get interceptions if we want a chance to win this game. Can't give Shedeur Sanders extra opportunities with that football in hand. And on the defensive side of the ball, we have to get off the field. We have to get off the field, 3 and outs. Again, can't let these guys continue to work their way down the field.
3 turnovers for Arizona's offense, and as far as I'm concerned, that onside kick was a turnover. So make it 4.
Yeah, no, we didn't win that battle.
No,
we didn't win that battle at all. Yeah.
3 and outs today for Colorado. Let's see. They had 3 and outs of their. Looks like they had about 12 possessions in this ball game. So one of them was one of them was the interception though, and they forced just 2 punts. So the interception and 2 punts were the only drives that were 3 plays, not enough there. And, of course, 3rd down was a huge, huge advantage today for the Colorado Buffaloes. Glenn's keys.
My keys to the game is we get 0 turnovers in this game and we run the football, we will win this game. And also, if we also put pressure on Shedeur, he'll throw some picks. Yeah. He will throw some picks if we get some pressure on him. We have to run the ball.
Have to run the ball. Didn't really run the ball very well today. Just 107 net yards to go along with, but 158 gained, but the losses coming on the sacks by Fafita. So really the running backs, you had 42 for Quali, you had
only
26 for Ricino, and then but you had 71 for Fafita.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And we didn't. I mean, 34 carries.
Yeah,
and 34 carries. You take what? How many did Fafita have?
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, so you look at
18 carries.
18 carries for the
19 if you count.
Backs.
Well, actually 22 if you count Luke and Brandon Johnson who got in late.
That's not good.
No. Nope. Got to do better than that for sure. My keys.
Well, I'm going to go that way as well. I think that Noah Fafita can't gamble today. 0 turnovers has to be the play here today in Tucson. And I think also for this offense, you've got to be able to seal and make sure that the offensive line is cohesive, because this is a team in Colorado that is among the best in the Big 12 in getting into the backfield and disrupting your run game. And you have to be able to, like Glenn said, if you want to be able to run the ball, you've got to make sure that your alignments are correct, so you're not letting those linebackers and those defensive ends run blitz you out of what you want to do, because that's exactly what this Colorado team will try to do to you today.
Well, they had 7 tackles for loss, but they all came on sacks today. So that was we talked about that early in the show. That was the difference in this one. They really weren't, necessarily an overpowering sacking the quarterback style defense, but they came in here and surely did that today. Did the Colorado Buffaloes. Guys, final thoughts on this 34-7 homecoming debacle.
Well, first thing I'm gonna say is I want to thank my boy Troy Davis for in One Love Barbecue for bringing us a little catered barbecue.
He put his foot in that barbecue, man.
Oh,
that was
you had just left.
Oh man,
yeah, you had just got there, man. I mean,
bring
food
some
was
wipes.
Amazing.
Yeah,
oh, man, I'm
some
telling
wipes.
you, man, it was hey, but no, man, tough loss, man. You I hate it for the fellas themselves. I hate it for us as fans. Watching the game, alumni, a lot of guys came back to see it, but a lot of us been through it, man. I mean, it's one thing about playing football at the University of Arizona. We didn't always have the biggest guys. We didn't always have the top recruits or whatever, but we never gave in, and we always came back together and ended up making a good season. So I just hope these guys understand that the season is nowhere near over.
Yeah.
Don't get disappointed. Don't get on social media so much to where you start listening to everybody. Stay focused and understand that you can have a winning season, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, having more wins than you have losses. So get back focused, get back in the lab, go heal some of these wounds, get some guys ready, the next guys ready to go, next man up, and man up and just get this thing done. I mean, because, you need 3 more wins, right, to get to a bowl game. And there's a few wins down there, man, to be gotten for sure.
All I gotta say is, guys, next time you have your team meeting, Look around. That's the only one.
Well, apparently they had one this week.
Yeah.
When you have your next team called
meeting on Monday, when everybody comes in, look around. This is all the people you're going to have. You got to think about, this is all we got. We got to fight for each other. And you got to believe in yourself. You got to dream, believe, and then focus on it and achieve. Get after it. That's what you have to be able to do. You got to look at yourself and look at the people around you and have expectations for everybody to do better. That's what we have to do. Our team is, you got some players in there. You got to be able to just produce. And we ain't lost confidence in you guys. I'm telling you that. I have not lost it. I know, Kelvin, you haven't. No, we have not lost confidence in you guys. You guys can do it. Turn it around. And let's get ready for West Virginia.
All right, West Virginia, we'll find out the start time on that game tomorrow. We'll dive into the tape and see what new things pop out. And we'll talk about that this week with both Glenn Howell on Tuesday and Kelvin Ifan on Thursday. Gentlemen, always appreciate you. Enjoy another Saturday evening off from having to stay here till 2 in the morning.
Always a pleasure, Cade.
All right, before there you go. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Before we get into the players' post-game conference, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Wildcats Radio 1290, the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day post-game show.
The very best in play-by-play is on Tucson's best sports station, Wildcats Radio 1290. This is the home of the Wildcats and NFL play-by-play. This is the one and only Wildcats Radio 1290. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona football, along with Arizona football play-by-play. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, let's hear from the players, Noah Fafita and Dalton Johnson, after today's 34-7 loss to the Colorado Buffaloes.
So Noah, you guys went into this year with high expectations. How frustrating has
It's next man up mentality, and I just got to build that connection with the rest of the guys I'm on the field with. So it'll be all right. We're just gonna keep building and keep working.
Noah, I think that you were sacked more today than you had been in the first 6 games combined, but it wasn't so much ones where it was like a long play and the coverage sack or whatever. What was Colorado doing to be able to get to you so quickly?
Yeah, you got to give them credit. They did a good job winning one-on-one scheme-wise. A lot of twist games that they did a really good job, but I'll continue to just take the blame. Got to get the ball out quicker, make quicker decisions pre-snap, and take stress off my offensive line.
You were able to run, though, a little bit there. I mean, did you see the opportunities that, they were leaving that field open for you?
I think we were just playing ball the way we've been playing my whole life. So just trying to do anything I can to put the offense in the best position to succeed, and still a long way to go.
What got one for each of you? Noah, first off, you said in your first answer that there were maybe some things with the details that were lacking at times. As you guys went through fall camp, it felt like the details really got honed in. So is it in the individual scout for teams, or is it just maybe the bright lights on game day? Where do you see some of the details slipping from your vantage point?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I know offensively, to be a good offense, you got to be really in tune with all of the little things, and you got to be able to play collaboratively. So just one mistake from one guy on a certain play can cost you the whole drive. So just getting back to the drawing board, trying to learn, continue to learn from this game, and practice. We got to practice well this week to get ready for another good opponent.
And Dalton, what did you see from Jack out there, and then how does that kind of underscore the mentality that you guys have had to have of next man up to your job?
Yeah, he's been in the building a lot these past 2 weeks, getting extra film in, just spending extra time with the coaches. For me, that really shows that, he wants it. And I think he played well today. He did his job. And, first game starting, he came away with 2 picks. So, we just got to, keep pushing him forward, keep making sure he stays in the building as much as possible. Can't get satisfied just because he got 2 picks today. But, yeah, I'm definitely proud of him for sure.
Question for both. Have you guys ever been in a situation like this where you guys have so many injuries?
I feel like, I might have early in my college, in 2021 or so. It's, nothing you can do about it. Just got to get more treatment, and lift some more weights, to be honest. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I've never been in this situation, but, like I've always gone back to, God's still in control. Everything happens for a reason, so wishing the best for all of our guys that are banged up, that are nicked up, and like Dalt said, next man up and on to the next.
Third row back. So kind of on that topic of injuries, how do you kind of try to build a chemistry with your offensive linemen, even though there's a lot of missing pieces from that original group?
For me, it just goes to trust and belief, making sure they know I believe in them. If they give up a sack, pop them right up and make sure that they know that I don't doubt them in any way, shape, or form. So that's just kind of my form of trying to get them to play for each other. And at the end of the day, if you're going to play harder if you love the person, if you trust the person next to you. So that's what we're trying to build.
Going off that and having that chemistry with your offense, when you guys have a game like this where you're, struggled on it, what are you telling them for future games to get out of that rhythm?
I think it's just trying to go back and just watch the film. It's going to be difficult to watch, but we got to watch it kind of as a unit and just really break down all of the little details where we went wrong and try to fix it on the practice field. And then when the bright lights are on, we got to be able to execute at a high level collaboratively.
For both of you, Coach Brennan before had said that when you lose, that's when people want to kind of pull you apart. And he admitted that there's a lot of frustration in the locker room and all that. But how do you avoid letting the losses piling up get to you and pull you guys apart?
We talk about our brotherhood a lot and how we're a family. A loss isn't going to, separate a whole family. We can't allow it to happen. And one thing we're definitely not going to do is do the blame game. It's no one's fault. It's all of our fault. The team lost. One individual lost. It's just we're just going to have to come to work, and get right.
I think there's naturally frustration just because we're all competitors and we hate losing at the end of the day. But, as long as nobody's pointing fingers, nobody's turning on each other, that's what really matters. And we're in a really good spot in terms of nobody blaming each other, nobody pointing fingers. Defense has all the right in the world to get on me, get on our offense, because at the end of the day, 7 points will never be enough in a college football game. But, they continue to just talk about what they need to do better. So our culture is still strong, and we got to be able to transfer it into football.
Michael?
Noah, do you feel like whether today or maybe season, over the course of the entire season, you put a little too much pressure on yourself, try to put too much responsibility on yourself, try to do too much?
I don't think so. There's been a couple people that have told me that, but this is just how my preparation is what kind of got me here. So just staying true to who I am, staying true to my faith, my family, and loving my teammates. That's how I was raised. And if I want to get back to where we want to be, that's what I got to continue to do.
How would you compare how you're seeing the field this season versus last season?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think just the big part is getting the ball out to my guys and just playing faster.
So obviously, fans could have some pretty harsh comments. Do you guys pay attention to that stuff online?
No, sir.
And what gives you guys optimism about the rest of the season?
Just gotta believe, it's a game, it's fun. I believe we're a good team. I know we're a good team. And, we just have to all believe in that locker room, block out the outside noise, and just, take it one day at a time and just, really believe. That's going to be a big thing.
Yeah, belief in each other. At the end of the day, we love each other. We love this game. We're the reason that we all came back at the end of the day. So, regardless of what the outside world will say about us, it's about the people in the locker room. And when we start winning, it'll still be about the people in the locker room.
Dakota, was there any changes, either mentally or otherwise, with you guys trying to shut down Shedeur early?
No. To be honest, we just went in with a game plan, and stuck to it. We just got to execute, because the faster we can come out, we should have got some more 3-and-outs there. I think the first quarter there was like 4 or 5, third downs that we should have got off the field, and then a big 4th down in the first half. So, when you're playing that good of a quarterback, you got to try and get them off rhythm, and, we just got to execute the game plan better.
Last question, Mike. 2-2 for Dalton on that 3rd and 15 that they converted on the first drive. Do you guys figure out what happened on that play? Did you see it on the tablets or anything?
Yeah. I guess you can just say, we were out of leverage. Good play call. We just got beat out of leverage on a post route. Jim was all alone. But, he was still ended up in good shape, got the man on the ground. But, yeah, out of leverage.
Are you on the kickoff team?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Did you know that what was going to happen on the opening kickoff? And when you guys heard about it, what did you think?
I said, yeah, we're playing not to lose here. So, I was all for it. Defense, we don't care if they get the ball on the 5-yard line or, our 5-yard line. We're going to go out there and play. And, we trust what our coaches do. And we trust each other that, we can line up and, just put the ball down and we'll play.
We trust Coach B. We trust his coaching staff. We trust each other. So, and most of all, we trust God. So God is great, even in these times.
All right, that is Noah Fifita and Dalton Johnson after the game today. Dalton Johnson saying he was for the onside kick. I was not for it, but I'm not in the locker room, and so that is where that stands. We'll find out if Mauricio was for the onside kick at the beginning of the game. Did you like that play, Mauricio?
I saw that at Pueblo. First, I thank the Lord Jesus Christ who could save from hell and get to heaven. And it was like, a start to get the ball and get going, And so that what makes a great coach is like Deion Sanders. A lot of people criticize him here and there, and yet he holds his he don't bother what others say. He just keeps going positive, positive faith in God. And sometimes, like what Brennan, what he's going through is like sometimes some type of trial, tribulation, storms. That's what helps you to receive it as a way of building you up and acting how you act too, how you react. So it's just because of one game doesn't mean that you gotta be there dwelling. You move forward and think positive and take it as it is and move on, and have faith. I prayed for Christian McCaffrey last year. that he would stay healthy. And even though he got banged up, bleeding from his elbow, and he made it through. And so like that's what, faith helps a lot. Stay healthy, from the weak tendons, those type of injuries. It's a good way of protection. And it was a blessing how people were there. All the fans were there and supporting. We stay with the Wildcats. I'm a jersey on, and just being with them. I've been with the Saints 25 years. And I'll still be with them until the end. Whenever we get raptured, and just living life every day. Every day.
Every day indeed, Mauricio. Always appreciate hearing from you and the great thoughts you have after every single ball game. Wildcats, though, fall 34-7, the final score to the Colorado Buffaloes. We're going to take another break. We will hear from the head coach, Brent Brennan, when we come back, as well as we'll get you a scoreboard. 34-7. Buffaloes over the Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE EAGLE.
Hey homeowners, are you ready to chill out and go green? Goodfellas Air Conditioning can help. Introducing our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
Broadway in Tucson presents the new 2024-2025 season, featuring 6 blockbuster productions, including Mamma Mia, and the Southern Arizona premieres of Clue, live on stage, Beetlejuice, Some Like It Hot, the Neil Diamond Musical, A Beautiful Noise, and Shucked. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the best prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2024-2025 season tickets today.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rockin' K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockingK.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Make Dave & Buster's a part of your weekly rituals. Military Monday, get extra gameplay on your card. Tuesday night is trivia night with great prizes. Thursday is extra credit with student discounts on gameplay after 9 p.m. Stop in Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch specials. Want more? Rewards members will get an extra 100 chips with the purchase of 100 chips and Sunday sips for hospitality workers. Full and quick service restaurants, hotels, and amusement parks. Discounted beverages and apps after 9 p.m. only at Dave & Buster's.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Our Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the tight end Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Ifan.
Sanders working out of the gun. Will take the snap, play fake, throws the pass, tipped up in the air, ball free, and intercepted. Jack Luttrell will pick it off for the Wildcats, and Arizona will take over. Second pick of the day thrown by Sanders. And Arizona football now with 11:15 to go in the fourth.
And both those picks went to Jack Luttrell, the transfer from the University of Tennessee. The Volunteers, they had a big win today over the Alabama Crimson Tide. Cats, though, fall at home on homecoming to Colorado 34-7. 520-848-1290. We'll take you to right about 8 o'clock, maybe a little before that. Still to hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Brent Brennan. Let's head back down to the stadium and hear his thoughts after the loss to the Buffaloes.
All right, first of all, I want to say congratulations to Coach Sanders and that Colorado team. I thought they played really, really well. They beat us in all three phases, and I have to tip my hat to them and say good job. I also want to thank all the alums and all the fans. You had a great atmosphere today. I apologize that we didn't play better. We didn't give them enough to cheer about. It was awesome to have, Khalil here and all of our football alumni and all the alumni that came back for this game. And so obviously we are extremely disappointed, and we have a lot of work to do as a football team. And where we're at right now is 100% my fault, and so I have to get to work fixing it. And there's some opportunities there. There were some bright moments, but not nearly enough to sustain drives and keep the ball moving against a really active defense. And then I thought Shedeur was fantastic. I think he's just an excellent football player.
All right, please raise your hand and wait to be called upon. We'll start with Justin.
So the decision to start off the game with an onside, what went into that?
So we were watching them all year. I really think we can play that better. I think when Jackson looks at it, I think it was there to be had if he had just kind of fallen on it, and he kind of seemed like he was waiting for it, and that's one of those things where you kind of can't wait. You got to go. You got to just put your face on it and get to the ground and go dog pile rules on that play. And just with their alignment, we thought it was there, and we thought it was a chance to steal a possession. And Tyler, with his skills, can really put the ball in a good place for it. And so that was kind of our plan, was to try and steal the opening possession.
Brent, a couple for you. Just to follow up on the onside. You saw the look, you had the alignment you needed right there, but just philosophically for your team, do you think it maybe put them in a tough spot, emotionally not getting that at that point, and maybe put you in a precarious position?
I don't think so. Like when we talked about it with them, they were like, yes, let's do it. We showed them the look, and everybody was all in on that. You know what I mean? So I don't, do I wish we had gotten it? Of course, right? But we were being aggressive coming out the blocks there, and we went for it, and we just didn't get it.
And then offensively, do you think right now everybody on your offense has a good idea of what their assignments are with all of your sets, or do you think that still needs quite a bit of work?
I think some of the people that were unavailable to us have put some guys out there that don't have quite as much experience playing, and that exposed us a little bit today.
Jenna in the back.
In the last couple of games, it seemed like you guys would get into the red zone and then stall, settle for a field goal. In this game, you guys punted 7 times. You only got into Buffalo's territory 3 times. Where do you kind of think went wrong offensively in that aspect?
That's a good question. Obviously we need to play better on offense, and we need to give our quarterback and our playmakers opportunities to move the football effectively. And I think, from the start, I thought Colorado had a good plan with some of the edge stuff they were doing, and they hit us with a couple pressures. And so we really have to evaluate that and think about, what can we do with the men that we're playing with, and kind of lean into their strengths and their level of experience, and just give us a chance to play clean football.
Michael, this season obviously hasn't gone the way that you had hoped. There were a lot of expectations for Arizona coming off a 10-3 campaign. What do you think has gone wrong? I know that's kind of a big picture question to ask after this game, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest part is that I just need to do a better job coaching this team. And that's where we're at. And it's really quite that simple. And so, as hard as that is for me to say, that's the reality of the situation. I'm the head football coach. It's my job to get us right.
Jason?
Earlier this season, there was a change of play callers, and you tried different things on offense, but what gives you confidence that the offensive issues can be fixed this season?
Well, I think there's a lot of football left to play, right? And I think some of the things that have complicated that has been a little bit of a revolving door of like who's available on game day. Some of those were game day decisions, and some of them couldn't work, and that's the way it goes. And so I think we have to make sure that we are simple enough and clean enough that we give ourselves a chance to move it consistently. And I think that was the hard part about today is, because we had moved the ball well against everyone we played against so far. Stalled out in the red zone, against Texas Tech here. But that part of it, we'd still moved the ball between the 20s, right? But we didn't do that today.
I know most of the time injuries are just like a freak thing and luck and all that, but is there any concern about maybe the team's conditioning or anything that is leading to the injuries starting to pile up?
I think that's something that we have to evaluate. I really do. I think that's injuries are such a weird thing that way, but our team, myself, all of us are super concerned with where that's at, because it's a rare, where we're at is rare air for me. So we have to evaluate every aspect of what we're doing, I think, in terms of how we condition them and how we train.
Middle run far right.
From the anticipation from this coming up game, I mean, there's some stars on that team, but you guys also have your own stars. Was there some mental rigidness within the team coming into the game and during the play, because it just didn't seem to flow as well as you guys liked it?
Honestly, I think that was just 100% Colorado getting after us. That's what I think. I think they played better than we did today, and that's why I'm saying that I have to get this thing right, because what we put out there today was not nearly good enough.
Michael, there were a couple situations today where there was someone got hurt, Isaiah Johnson during warm-ups, and Jacob Bonner looked like he got hurt celebrating. What did you see, or what do you know about those two situations?
The warm-up one was crazy. I mean, everyone does that. You line up and you run a couple run plays just to kind of get guys used to banging into each other. I'm not sure how they got tangled up, so that was unfortunate, obviously incredibly unfortunate. And then Jacob's, I saw it happen. It just looked funny. It looked like it just got grabbed after we made the play on third down maybe. So I was just, I don't know. We'll look at it on tape and we'll try and figure out what it was.
All right, back row on the left side.
Feels like you guys have had a lot of usage of that kind of orbital motion. Why'd you guys get away from that this game?
Which one?
That kind of orbital motion where that, in the past few weeks where the running back will go around that quarterback type, kind of to get a lead before getting the ball.
Jumping him, what we're trying to do is we're trying to obviously not tip the defense on what side we're running the ball with where the back is. Sometimes going into a game you feel like you don't need it because they don't set their front to the back or they don't adjust to the back, so that was why.
You guys were down 31-7. You had a 4th and 5 with about 9 minutes to go, and decided to punt. What went into that decision?
The fact that we'd gotten 7 first downs in the day, or less than that at the time, just that part of it, not wanting to give them the ball a good field position.
right in the middle.
What was the morale like with the team after the game, and what was kind of your message to the team?
What do you think? You know, obviously everybody's crushed, you know, from top to bottom and everybody in between. My message to them is that the only way forward is together, and the only way forward is together working hard. And I really don't have a better answer for you than that. I know this, when you lose games, the outside world wants to pull you apart, and that's the one thing we can't let happen.
Justin?
With Rhino going down, how do you look at just your situation at tackle?
We're looking at it, you know what I mean? We got to see if we can get Michael ready to play. He played a little bit today. He's obviously really green. So we're trying to figure that out.
Following up on the message to the players, you've said since you came here that this is a group that's going to be very player-led. How do you lean on these guys? How do you lean on the leaders of your team to keep the morale up, keep things from spiraling at this point, without leaning too hard on them and saying, it's all on your shoulders? How do you find that balance there?
Well, I think I've made it clear that it's all on my shoulders, right? So, but for them, I think, one of those things that's complicated is that, not knowing what Jacob's status is, but 3 of our 6 team captains are unavailable, right? You've got the guys where you normally lean on leadership from. That part of it is tough. And so I do think, Gunnar and Stukes have been fantastic on the sideline. I think even last week, Jacob, when he was ejected, was an awesome, example of leadership in game. And so I do think we have really good kids here, and I think they will do a great job staying together and keeping us moving forward. It's the only choice we have.
Last question to Mike.
Jenna kind of asked about this, but you come into the week talking about not getting Noah hit as much, protecting him better, and you guys get more sacks today than you had the whole season. What do you think went wrong in that particular area?
I think some of that probably has to do with what we are trying to execute offensively, right? We're trying to hit some bigger throws down the field, and those things take a little bit longer to develop, and we're probably going to have to take a look at that and see if, how quickly can we get the ball out of his hand. And I think that's always a challenge, because you want to be able to take shots, you want to be able to take advantage of T-Mac, and you like all those things, but sometimes you have to be smart about how we protect Noah, and that's the ongoing conversation for our offense. I think that's something that we'll spend a lot of time working through tomorrow.
All right, that's the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Brent Brennan, meeting with the media after today's 34-7 loss to the Colorado Buffaloes. We will also let you hear a little bit of what Shedeur Sanders and the Buffaloes had to say about their win here today in Tucson. Joel Kosansky checks in. He's watching the show on Facebook tonight, says, love the show. Joel, we appreciate you watching. We've got one more break to get in. We'll hear from the Buffaloes and the scoreboard and put a wrap on this homecoming Saturday. Wildcats fall to the Colorado Buffaloes by a score of 34-7. You're listening to Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day on Wildcats Radio 1290.
The Window Depot is more than a window store. The Window Depot is a one-stop warehouse with everything you need for your complete home remodel. Shop the aisles of pre-built cabinets in a variety of colors, granite and quartz countertops, sinks, skylights, and hardware to complete your project. Need a custom order? We can help. Our designers offer free design services and can special order everything you need for your kitchen or bathroom remodel today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond.
The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the Diamond Life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Donna Ogden Nation.
For 100 years, O'Reilly Chevrolet has been part of the fabric of Tucson, just as our Chevy trucks are part of the fabric of America. With that in mind, we're proud to announce it's officially truck season. And this year we have Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the all-new Chevy Colorado. Test drive your new Chevy truck on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or check out our entire lineup at O'Reilly.com. Don't miss truck season, going on now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion. Come out to Dave & Buster's, the best place outside of the stadium to see the games this football season. Monday and Thursday, get all-you-can-eat wings with game card for $19.99. Sunday, get in on the chance to win a big game watch party at Dave & Buster's in front of the big screen, plus other big prizes and weekly winners. Join them now through October 22nd, all day, every day. They'll be offering $5 22-ounce drafts only at Dave & Buster's. Make Dave & Buster's your place to watch the games.
Let's take a look at what happened today around the rest of the country. The College Football Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers.
2nd and 10, Hoke 35. 19 seconds on the clock, 35-31, Jake. In the pocket, throws in a window, 50, 10, 5, Lassiter getting it in! Touchdown! Touchdown! Touchdown!
That was last night's game. BYU remained unbeaten. Coming from behind in the final seconds to knock off Oklahoma State 38-35. I'm David Kelly. It's Meridian Wealth Management. Arizona Game Day, the post-game show. Wildcats lose on homecoming Saturday here in Tucson, 34-7 to the Colorado Buffaloes. Other finals today in the Big 12. Cincinnati knocks off Arizona State 24-14. That is the second loss in conference play for the Sun Devils. Cincinnati is 3-1. They're 5-2 overall and 3-1 in the Big 12. Kansas all over Houston today, 42-14 the final. That is the first win in conference play for the Jayhawks. Houston falls to 1-3. It was Baylor and Texas Tech down in Lubbock today.
You got three tight ends in. Micah Hudson split to the left, but this one's going to Brooks. Handoff, got a hole. Now he bounces it outside right. 15, 10, touchdown Red Raiders.
That was Taj Brooks. Wildcat fans remember him. He had 125 yards and a touchdown, but Baylor all over Texas Tech on the road today, 59-35. the final. The Bears get their first Big 12 win. They're 1-3. For Texas Tech, it's their first conference loss, now 3-1. 2 games in progress, 1 game just underway. TCU at Utah. Utah trying to end a 2-game losing streak in conference. The other game, number 17, Kansas State right now is leading, actually 3 games in progress. Number 17, Kansas State leading West Virginia 38-18. The Mountaineers are 2-1. They'll be headed here to Tucson next Saturday. We'll find out the game time on that coming up tomorrow. One other game also in progress in the fourth quarter. Number 9, Iowa State at home, down right now to Central Florida, 34-27. How about that? The Knights leading the Cyclones, who are number 9 in the country and unbeaten on the season. That is a look at what is happening around the Big 12 Conference. Other games today in college football, and let's start with, how about the Army?
Daly waiting, takes the snap, runs right, 30-yard line, cuts back 25, stiff arm at the 15, still on his feet at the 10, and he dives in for the touchdown! Bryson Daly navigating his way through traffic and holding off 2 defenders on his way to pay dirt. Second touchdown of the opening half for Bryson Daly, 16th of the season, and Army in complete control with 7:19 left in the second quarter.
And that is Rich DeMarco on the Army Radio Network, courtesy of Learfield. 45-28. Number 23 Army beats East Carolina today. Number 25 Navy beats Charlotte 51-17. So Army and Navy remain undefeated in the American Conference. Army 7-0 overall. Navy is 6-0. How about Illinois?
Clock runs out. Victory, Illinois! Victory, Illinois! On a special weekend, and they are storming the field. They're coming from all corners to celebrate a win on this historic day over Michigan. Red Grange did it 100 years ago, plus 1 day.
The legend of Red Grange. Illinois, number 22, beats number 24, Michigan, 21-7. Today was 19th ranked Missouri coming back to knock off Auburn at home, 21-17 in the ACC. Indiana continues to be a surprise team. They win again, 56-7, blew out Nebraska in Bloomington today. The Hoosiers are 7-0 overall, undefeated in 4 games in the Big Ten Conference. Mississippi State loses at home to number 14 Texas A&M, 34-24. It was number 12 Notre Dame over Georgia Tech, 31-13. Number 10 Clemson knocks off Virginia, 48-31. 8th ranked LSU goes on the road and beats Arkansas, 34-10. One of the big games of the day, Tennessee, number 11 in the country, and they beat Alabama at home, 24-17. 6th ranked Miami gets the win on the road at Louisville, 52-45. These games are in progress right now. Number 21 SMU leading Stanford 31-10. Number 1 Texas trailing at the beginning of the fourth quarter at home to Georgia, 23-15. That's the major game of the day. Number 17 Kansas State, we mentioned, leading West Virginia 38-18. That is a check of your scoreboard for right now.
The College Football Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers.
And here in Tucson, it was the Colorado Buffaloes knocking off your Wildcats 34-7.
They may take a look at this thing, because it is awful close.
Well,
13:03 to play, second quarter, 14-7.
1 foot in right there.
Okay.
After review,
it is a touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a touchdown. Well, let me give you a delayed touchdown. Touchdown, Colorado.
That's Mark Johnson on the Colorado Radio Network, courtesy of Learfield. That was the play in the side of the end zone there that had to be reviewed. Let's hear from the Buffaloes, Deion Sanders, Shiloh Sanders, and more after their win today here in Tucson.
Talk to Shiloh first so he could get out. First and foremost, thank you all for squeezing in the trap. We appreciate you
Don't
all.
make fun of the
Wonderful game,
accommodations now,
wonderful
Deanna.
victory. Offense, defense, collectively, both units played great, and it was some highlights when certain men. I think Wade, you're going to hear from him today. Shallow bounced back and had a pretty good game and did his doggone thing. Shedeur. The offense was phenomenal. I don't know how many yards we rushed for total, but I'm pretty sure it was over 100, which is good news. 148, LeJontay Wester, 127 yards, 9 targets, 8 catches, which is phenomenal. Shepard 4 for 4. This is all good stuff. Time of possession was pretty much even. Third down conversions, 50%. I'm not mad at that. We played a balanced game. We really did, and I'm proud of the young men. I'm proud of the coaches. They called a phenomenal game, special teams as well. Shallow, go ahead.
I'm just here to just say that God is going to test you, and God tested me last week just to see how I'd respond. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through ups and downs, and, you know, it's better for me that I went through the down. It made me lock in more, made me watch all my film. Just watching film and seeing what I did wrong and critiquing myself the most. I was calling my dad like once a day after practice, just talking about the day, how I'm feeling, how I'm seeing things.
The
like,
depth to play from,
yeah.
all it was
everything.
football.
But you just gotta.
He needed that.
That just made me lock in and be like, all right, I'm the free safety. Everything should be in front of me, and I gotta put the zip block on the defense.
Tyler, go ahead. Sean, I just want to ask about Colton Hood. Obviously, he gets into a bigger role today with Travis a little bit limited. I mean, how impressed were you with him? He gets a pick late. I mean, just going against a future NFL receiver.
I just need to follow him off the field and see what he does so I can do the same thing he do. But he just played lights out today. You know, he was doing things I've never seen. You know, that hit that he had where he picked the dude up and slammed him, I've never seen that before. So that was good seeing him do that.
Jay, go ahead. Charlotte, just how much fun is it to play for Robert Williams?
It's great. You know, having a pro coach come coach you and give you his knowledge and get you ready for the next level is, thank you. I appreciate you.
Anything else for Shiloh? Go ahead, Brian.
Real quick. Obviously, Nebraska was not a good game, but since then, 3 straight dominant road games.
Second half of Nebraska was a good game.
Right.
Yes, it was.
Started there.
Yes, sir.
Is there something about being on the road, though, that you guys have started to turn it on and found something on the road?
I don't know, but I like you. I appreciate you because you stuck up for me last week. I seen it on Twitter. I appreciate you, man. But it's just when we go out there and play as a team, we're great, you know. And he's always mad in practice because he knows our potential. And if we don't play up to that standard,
always mad.
Yeah, he's always mad. He's gonna make us restart practice because he knows what we can do. And we can go out here and do this, and we can do that every week.
All right, bye.
Thanks, Sean.
Love you. I'm proud of you, boy. Here we go. Let's go.
You want to start us?
But this was, as a complete game as we saw against UCF.
Yes.
Really dominated on both sides of the ball. How did you feel going into this game? How did you see it presented at home?
Well, my whole thing this week was just preparation and stopping the run and protecting the quarterback. We knew we could eventually get the run going. We changed backs, of course, just giving everybody a shot. Everybody's got a shot. I think Charlie started. Everybody started at least once this year, and I think that's fair. That's fair to do. But the young men responded. I was on them, not just about football, but about life, and especially the seniors getting prepared for life and taking advantage of opportunities that you have right in front of you. And this was a tremendous opportunity to start a run that we want to go upon. So I'm proud of the young men. I'm proud of the staff as well as the support staff. We got a tremendous support staff as well.
Brian, go ahead.
I want to same question to Shiloh. Is this something you guys have found with the road that you guys maybe bond a little bit differently?
You're spending time together. We bond regardless of where we are. I'm not going to say I can't pinpoint it, but we're focused. We focus, and we really focus on the little things. The night before the meetings that we have are phenomenal. The walkthroughs are phenomenal. Just the overall focus and the understanding. Sometimes we like to be booed and naysayed and all that, and we get that on the road, and I think we're attracted to that somewhat.
7 sacks today, 2 of them.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen much before.
Right. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I just brought him up before the team. Never complained, never bickered, never murmured. Never said poor little old me. just worked his butt off rehab, got himself together. When he got the opportunity in practice, whether it was the regular team or scout team, he went full speed. So guys like that, you got to find a place for them so they could play the game of football. You got to create a package for him so he could be on the field. And he got in the package that we had for him, and he did what he does. And I'm proud of him because he can play inside and outside. He's very versatile, and he's a great kid. I mean, he does his schoolwork. We never worry about him about being late or missing anything. The kid is always on time, and we're proud of him.
Coach, I want to ask about the onside kick that they did to start.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the focus you're talking about, where you guys don't panic in that moment and then you make them pay for it with a touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of disrespectful too. You know, to start it off like that, it's like we're gonna get an onside kick because you're thinking that we're not prepared. We prepare for a lot of situational football throughout the week, especially on Friday. So hats off to the special teams and the guys up front. We put guys up there that are athletes so they could recover onside kicks or whatever may happen, and that was a surprise. And we're happy that we got it, go right down and score.
Was that just a sign that you guys were ready? Your team was locked in?
Well, you're happy that you recovered it. It could have went the other way, but we responded tremendously.
Matt, go ahead. How about an update on Travis? How's he doing?
A little sore, a little banged up. Sore and banged up. Travis wanted to play. I don't know if he was quite 100% ready, but half of Travis is a hole of somebody. So you got to understand, but it affects us on two sides of the ball. But he went out there and showed face and tried his best to do what he's capable of doing. But, you know, the first fade we threw to him and he couldn't extend and go get it, and he kind of reacted late. It's not Travis. I said, man, that's not you. What are you doing? Are you okay? And he didn't want to come off the field. You know how he is. But I'm proud of him. The kid is phenomenal. He's a competitor, and he just wanted to play.
What was his week in practice like? How much did he even practice?
Not much, or if any. Yeah, Travis is the kind of guy you don't worry about on Saturdays. We don't worry about that on Saturdays. Yeah.
Brian, go ahead. Just offensively, Coach, obviously, it maybe didn't finish the way you guys wanted to, but the way it started.
Right.
How pleased are you with the way you guys came out? You don't always start that fast.
Yeah, we really challenged the coordinators on both sides of the ball about the starts, and we showed statistics of our two losses and how we started and the productivity that we didn't have in the two losses that we had in the first half. If you do your homework on the numbers, they're astronomical, lopsided. We are second half, we always play, we're in shape, we're conditioned. We always come back and fight hard in the second half, but it was imperative that we get out to a tremendous start in the first half, and that's what we were focused on in practice. We even flipped the practice schedule and changed the way we practice this week. You know, usually we go out there, tempo, this, that. We start out with special teams. Thank God, that's what we started every practice with, special teams. And they were special today to even get that onside kick. So I think changing the schedule was tremendous for us as well.
Coach, speaking about your defense a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
average almost 300 yards a game this
Mm-hmm.
season, and you guys held up to his lowest passing yard game of his career. How much did that speak to your defense?
We have a tremendous defense. I like where we're headed. I like where we're going. The main thing is we're not who we used to be, but we sure ain't where we want to be. That kid is phenomenal. McMillan, receiver, is phenomenal. Those kids are the first-round draft choices in my eyes. And thank God we were able to nullify them. But it's hard. When you don't have a running game to complement that, it's hard on everyone. I think we know that firsthand. But those kids have a phenomenal future. They're phenomenal football players, and I'm just thankful we got the best of them today. Let me go out and underscore this, too. I thought President Obama is everything to me. I mean, I love him. I admire him. I respect him tremendously. But I heard what he said. You know, President, I heard what you said, man. Like, come on. That's why I really don't get into politics. I'm into people. Because politicians they play the political game, and he was here and had to play the political game. So they have two good players. We got more than two good players. But you're here, so you had to support that. And what he said, they won, the last 3 meetings or 2 meetings, something like that. He did his homework. Somebody gave him some great statistics. But President, come on, man. You my man. I love you. I appreciate you. But come on, dog. God bless you. I still love you.
Coach, the offensive line has been under fire
Mm-hmm.
under your regime, but you see him go out there and only allow 1 sack and run the ball at the
Yeah, well, that's something that we focused on as well. And we just got to stop the little mistakes. You know, we're having at least 3 mistakes up front, and we got to just eliminate those things. We're showing The most penalized group on this team comes from that group, but because it's 5 of them in that group. But we got to be a little more disciplined. We really focused on the penalties this week as well, and I think we're minimal. I think probably our best day penalty-wise. I know we got a couple at the end, but that's probably where was our best day with the lack thereof of penalties. We got a couple bonehead penalties which provoked their first score. I think we had a unnecessary roughness that wasn't called for, and that helped them score their first touchdown.
6 for 7 penalties.
All right, that was a little bit from Shedeur Sanders, the head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, thought the onside kick was disrespectful at the beginning of the game, and to think that the Buffaloes would not be ready for that, and taking a shot at former President Barack Obama, who said during his speech yesterday here on the campus of the University of Arizona that he felt like Arizona had a little bit more talent than the Colorado Buffaloes. So the Buffaloes exacting that they were the better team today. I want to read a few more comments that we've gotten in our live chat off of YouTube. StutJoe69, I think Brett Brennan and staff have to get rid of the flowers around their necks and concentrate on football. Was annoying after the first game. Now it's just embarrassing with all the losses. StutJoe, they're not flowers, they're lays. They're gifted to the coaching staff from the families. So, again, we've had that discussion a number of times. If you don't like it, lump it. Tony, $10 million to buy out the coach. We are stuck with him for 3 years. We need $10 million to buy players. Bear down. Too many injuries for the Wildcats, Tony says, just like my San Francisco 49ers. You're obviously going to need money for players. There's no question about that because we are in that world for sure. Huntsy64 checks in on the live chat, YouTube live chat. 3 blowouts. Catalina Mafia and Terp not happy. Catalina Mafia, we checked in with them pregame. They invited Glenn and Kelvin to their tailgate, but they did not invite me. Thanks very much, Huntsy64. D. Maxwell, Brent Brennan needs to ask and accept Dino's resignation tomorrow. Dino's not calling the plays currently. That's Matt Atkins, D. Maxwell. 7 points, he says. This offense has no scheme. Dino's playbook. Matt is hearing Dino. Long delayed handoff. Nothing is fluid. Linebacker reads the long handoff, and they watch enough film to expect it. Cats practiced the onside kick all week. The player responsibility to drop on the ball froze. Unbelievable. I did not see who that player was that was over there. I'll have to go back and look at that when I review the tape. Big team meeting called by Manu 2 days ago. Whatever was said, it didn't show up today.
The very best. Tucson, remember.
Especially offensively. Hire Indiana's OC, he says. All right. Well, I'm not sure who Indiana's OC is, but we'll get back to that later. All right. What else do we have here? Slaterman says, still will love and support this team, but they have to do something and get these next few wins. All right. We appreciate everybody that checked in on the live chat today on the show, and we always love to hear from our listeners. All right, tomorrow we have Arizona soccer on campus. The ladies will play at 11:30 a.m. This will be their final home game of the season, and they need a win desperately. This mega sports weekend, we did get a win out of volleyball last night over Houston. They swept the Cougars, so that's a good thing. So volleyball split their weekend, football lost, and now soccer has to try to split their weekend after losing to Kansas on Thursday 4-0. It'll be an 11:30 a.m. kickoff against Kansas State at Mulcahy Stadium. Go out and support the ladies. It is their final home game of the season. They'll end the regular season at Arizona State coming up. That'll be on Thursday. All right, that's going to wrap up our program for tonight. I want to thank all the people that were a part of it today. We had Glenn Howe, Kelvin Ifan, J.W. Madden, Priscilla Mugwa, and all the folks that helped out on the mall as well today. We had Jackie and Scott. Thank you to all of them out there, as well as Jesus for doing a fabulous job. Dusty Dale ran the game tonight on the FM side, 107.5. We don't know the start time of next week's game just yet. We'll find that out tomorrow, and then we'll report that to you. So follow us on social media, Twitter at Wildcats1290, Facebook at Wildcats Radio 1290. We will let you know exactly where that game is and what time it'll be. We know where it is. It'll be here in Tucson, but what time, we'll let you know that tomorrow when we find out. We will reconvene with you on Monday for the Brent Brennan press conference show. That'll be around 11:30. So join us for that. We'll hear the head coach's thoughts after he watches the tape and gets set for the West Virginia Mountaineers. And then, of course, DK on the sports tip at 3 o'clock. We can talk more about what happened this weekend and this loss to the Colorado Buffaloes, 34-7. Not the way we actually wanted to go out on homecoming night, but enjoy it. Enjoy the camaraderie. Enjoy your Wildcat brothers and sisters. Enjoy being back here in Tucson. We appreciate all of the alums that came back by. Sports-wise, had a chance to run into Jamari Joyner during the tailgate today. He's back in town after his college football career is wrapped up and doing some fabulous things in the financial world to get his career started. So we always love our high school athletes that we've been following and now seeing them becoming adults here in our community and being successful adults here in our community. That's going to wrap it up for me. Once again, our final score here at Arizona Stadium tonight, the Colorado Buffaloes 34, the Arizona Wildcats 7. My name is David Kelly. We'll talk to you again on Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. And as always, bear down, Arizona.